gummy gang, 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 gummy gang.
COSTA guy. Gummy gang, 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 gummy gang. Gummy gang, 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 gummy gang. Gummy gang, 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 gummy gang.
We MMA-Holes, community be so dope. We got the best watch-alongs, the internet say so. Who you gonna pick now, the over or the under? Chris will give his picks out, and I don't trust no other. Main card or the prelims, it don't really matter. UFC fight nights and pay-per-views on a platter. So holes and omoplatas, blood nose and split bananas, thug rolls and empanadas, big bowls of marijuana. Gummy gang, gummy gang, gummy gang. I need 2 joints to hang in the homie Craig gang. I'm grinning ear to ear, amped up, showing things. It's time to watch the fights, beast mode, watch them bang.
Yeah. Welcome. A little late. How's everyone doing? Hopefully, everyone's
Wonderful.
WW's massive. What the heck? What the heck is up with this camera? Hopefully everyone's dubs tonight. Keeps moving over. Someone knock into this thing? Looks like someone did. Did someone knock into my... How's everyone doing? We're going to do some conspiracies. Let me know if you got any conspiracies. Let me know in the chat. How's everyone's day? We went to a nice birthday party today. A nice intimate birthday party. Our neighbor's kid turned 4, and Ellie's got like a little crush on him. They have like this little relationship going on. It's kind of weird, but great kid. Happy birthday to him. A lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Tomorrow is like jam-packed for me. A bunch of calls, a lot of things going on in the MMA-Holes world. My head's freaking spinning. We're coming off a fun event, UFC Seattle, that happened last night. The gentleman that fought Menafield hit us up. He wants to come on the program. I'm just giving you updates until we get into the conspiracies. What else? Let's see. The calls. Going to make a video tomorrow. What else is going on? There's a lot of stuff going on. Beautiful 80-degree weather here in AZ. Ellie took forever to go to sleep. And Logan. So that's why I'm a little tardy. How's everyone doing on a Sunday night? How's everyone doing? I didn't even put this on social media. I don't know. Who cares, right? It's Gummy Gang. No one gives a shit. I'm just Chris. We know you have parental duties now that you're procreated. Yeah. Ellie took a little bit getting to sleep. Thankfully, I'm armed. Yeah, that's good. That's good, right? Especially as Ellie gets older. It was funny. One of the neighbors' parents were saying, like Logan was like a little lunatic. He was on a trampoline today and went head first into rocks. They had like this giant hole in the trampoline. Like all the big kids understand, stay away from the hole, but he's one. And he was on there. I probably shouldn't have let him go on there. And he literally did a jackass flip into the rocks head first. I was like, oh my God. But he survived. The dude, it was crazy. He did like a cartwheel, like this giant massive trampoline. Adults could go on this thing, huge. And he's hopping around, and lo and behold, he finds the giant hole, and he goes off to the hole. He goes down, whee, and literally head first into like rocks, sharp rocks, like. And he took it well. He took it really well. We took it worse than him. We were like, oh my God. Oh. But he's good. He's alive. It's crazy, man. But yeah, we're talking about how like this age, like 1 and 3, you got to be on high alert. You got to make sure, you're like a hover parent. And then there's a stage where you're like, just let them do their thing. And then you got to be a hover parent again when they start dating. You know, that's what my neighbor said. And I was like, you know what? You're right. You're pretty right. That's terrible. Anyway, Ovechkin hat trick. Did he get a hat trick? Rangers won. Rangers going into the playoffs. You'll see. A lot of people are going back and forth about that. The Four Seasons Classic. What was that? Four Nations. Some people like it. Some people didn't. There's an AI. How many of you guys were in the stream last night where we had inappropriate AI Jesse? That segment was a banger. This new AI that we use is, should I tell you what it is? You guys want? I shouldn't tell you all the secrets, right? But there's a new AI that's just, it's bonkers, man. Like, you can get massively inappropriate. And it's a very good AI software. But anyway, inappropriate Jesse's very funny. I went back last night. Like, after the stream, I listened to, like, just the AI Jesse bits. I was like, damn, that shit was funny as fuck, man. Well, I think some people were a little offended. But not many, not in the chat. Took it well. I mean, we really went after every fucking group of people. But very funny, man. Look up Rod's conspiracy. It's the dumbest conspiracy of all time. Rod's, all right, we'll do that first. Rod's conspiracy. Yeah, we're gonna go down this rabbit hole of conspiracy. We'll edible up. And if you have any suggestions with conspiracies, why not? Why not? Let's just go that route. I just felt talking conspiracies. I don't know, man. You know, I want to go down, like, Bryce Mitchell. He starts talking about all this crazy stuff. And, you know, it makes you think. Could you imagine if, like, one of these crazies that's yelling and screaming about something is actually right? Like, eventually someone's going to be right. I mean, if you think about it, the whole COVID vaccine thing, you know, which still, I guess, is kind of a conspiracy. I don't know. Maybe it's not. But everyone that was yelling and screaming, you're like, you fucking nut jobs, you conspiracy, what the fuck's going on here? And then the next thing you know, it's like, man, maybe this shit's killing people. You know? Who the hell knows? I don't know if we'll ever know the answer. We kind of know now. Always stays on the cutting edge. I tell you what, I will take this to my grave. We legit have the best fight reaction show on YouTube. I don't know how any show could get as close to what we do. You have to admit, AI Jesse was phenomenal. I think I'm on it. Rods from Gods, Real or Myth. I have a video queued up, so I'll check that out. But I must pat myself on the back. And once we get Jesse back in the mix, unstoppable. But yeah, I was very pleased. It's funny, that card, there was so many finishes. The flow of the show was great because you had finish. Holy shit, did you see that? And then it's just like inappropriate AI, and then banter with the chat. Silly donations, boom, into a fight, bang, crazy finish, weird judging. Like, the card flew great. And then the Henry Cejudo thing, I'm going to do a video tomorrow. I got to find some time, but I'm going to do a video tomorrow on the Henry Cejudo, give my thoughts on that, because I have a lot of thoughts on that eye poke. Oh, that's not it, but it sounds interesting. Yeah, I was going to pull up this video here. Rods from Gods, which I don't even know what the hell this is. But this guy over here, Rods from Gods, Real or Myth. So it sounds like some sort of conspiracy, right? Rods from Gods. God is a theorized weapon that does not officially exist. In 2003, the U.S. Air Force proposed Project Thor. We're going to kick it off with that. I don't know. I don't even know what that is, but we'll kick it off with that. But, you know, before we get there, we like to talk with the chat. Make sure everyone's comfortable. You know, I like to welcome the guests into the stream. Make sure everyone's seated. You know, everyone's comfy, kicking their feet up. Just wait until he kicks her to the curb in favor of AI Sexbot. Speaking of that, I saw that movie. What was it called? Oh, shit. I was just talking about it the other day. What was it called? Companion, I think. Yeah, it's a movie, Companion. It's a Sexbot movie. Just came out. Yeah, Companion. Pretty good. Very funny. We're going to get high. We're going to get high. Don't worry, Jamie. We're going to get high. I got it on standby right over here. But everyone see that movie Companion? Let me know. It's a good movie. I'm not going to give anything away. All what's known is There's a sex bot in this movie, but it gets pretty violent and hilarious. It gets very funny. I laughed way too hard at this movie. I've heard about this before. It's like outer space weapon that absolutely wrecks stuff. So you're talking about the rods from God? Yeah, it's gonna be good. All right, let's take the edible. By the time it kicks in, we're gonna check out rods from God. And we're just gonna do all conspiracy nutty stuff. Why not? You know. But all in all, good day today. We'll rate your day today? Today was great. We had we went to a nice kids party. When you have little kids, it kind of sucks because you got to chase them around. And it's weird. I'm not drinking. So it's like, the parents are drinking. I'm not. The dad wasn't drinking. He's doing this little experiment. But I don't drink anymore. And it's weird to me. I was like, should I just gummy up? I didn't even gummy. I was like sober. It's weird. It's weird when you think about like, wow, I'm not drinking. When that goes into your head, it's like, oh shit, maybe I had a problem. Anyway, cheers. Maybe. I saw Rush MMA or Rush Hour MMA, Jay Smooth, OG community member. This guy used to be in our chat every time we were live. Where I'm talking 8 years ago, 8.5 years ago. This guy was always in our chat for years. He was in our chat, and then he has his channel, Rush Hour MMA, and he was fucking sloshed during one of the boxing events. The early one in the day yesterday. And I was in the chat and we were going back and forth a little bit, reminiscing a little. And he was mangled. And all I could think about is like the Nunes versus Shevchenko, where I used to get wrecked and I didn't even know where I was. And I'm watching, I'm like, oh fuck, that's depressing. That was me. He's like, don't worry, bro. He's like, don't worry, buddy. I'm going to take over. You pass the torch to me. I'm going to do it. I'm like, fuck, dude, you're going to look back and you'd be like, I don't know, man. I don't know if that was a great idea. It was good content, right? I guess. I mean, watching a complete train wreck. But then here you are watching me get high. So it's kind of the same, right? Without getting a hangover, I guess. I don't know. I guess essentially I'm doing the same thing. I don't know. My dad sucked at first, but it got way better now. What did he suck at? Let's go deep. Pizzagate. You want to do that? Pizzagate? I don't even know. What is Pizzagate? I don't even know what that is. Oh, is that the fucking pedophile shit? Is that what... Is that the pedophile nonsense? Isn't there something with pizza and pedophiles? You sick fuck. You need to cut back on drinking, bro. I haven't had a drink since a little before Christmas, but it's like not by choice. Well, now it's kind of like by choice. I mean, I got the hiatal hernia. Tomorrow I gotta pick up my sleep study shit. So tomorrow night I'm gonna find out. Well, I'm not gonna find out tomorrow night, but I'm gonna sleep with the contraption on to see if I have apnea. We'll see. He sucked the local football team. Was that Pizzagate? What the fuck? What are you talking about? Have you ever gone through WikiLeaks? It sounds familiar. Wasn't that from a couple years back? WikiLeaks? Listen, keep them all in the back. We're going to go one by one. We're going to rattle through all that stuff. Don't worry. I like it. Keep on giving me some ideas. How do I feel from not drinking? I feel great. Like, other than my hiatal hernia, that if I could find a way, I might need the surgery. But if it's this apnea shit, they put me on that contraption. Maybe I'll wake up the next day, feel fantastic, and then maybe this will go away, and perhaps I just stop drinking. That's it. Like, I haven't had a drink. I don't really need it. I have edibles. Like, weed is fine for me. But I do. I feel very, very good. But like, have a drink for me in the chat. If you're gonna drink tonight, drink for me. I'm not shaming anyone. I even told Jess, like, I don't care if anyone wants to drink themselves into the grave. It's your life. You do whatever the fuck you want. You want to smoke, you want to do it. I don't give a shit. Live a little. But I'm doing this little experiment now, and I feel good. Weed over alcohol is 100%. I wish, like, I was into weed in college, and then I stopped. I was smoking it in college. And I stopped for many years. And then the MMA-Holes. We had a weed sponsor, THC. Well, we started with CBD. Then we did the THC stuff. And then I haven't turned back. So I wish during the break when I was just binge drinking constantly, I wish I would have partaken in weed. Like, imagine going to the nightclub and just being high. You know, buy a couple of drinks for the girls that you're dancing with. Hey, you get a drink? No, I'm gonna sip on this water. I'm fucking high as a kite right now. Like, I would have been fine. I had no hangovers. I would have been like, I wouldn't have had whiskey dick. I would have the weed dick. You know, like everything would have been so much better if I just fucking got high. But then again, if I did that, my tolerance would probably be through the roof. And then at this stage of my life, I'll probably need a whole bottle of edibles to get high. So I don't know. What are you guys drinking tonight? Alcohol is an evil substance. I respect people's rights to consume it. Exactly. That's how you got to look at it. Just like cigarettes, man. Like alcohol, cigarettes, sugar. It's all fucking terrible shit, but it's great, right? It's fun. If you could do it and get away with it, then more power to you. Whiskey dick doesn't happen to you, Kevin. It happened to me twice. It happened to me at 2 of the worst possible times. Thankfully, I don't have that problem anymore. But yeah, 2 times it happened. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I thought it was a joke. I thought whiskey dick was a complete joke. But no, it's a thing. Kevin, you're not drinking enough. Yes, he said, like, for instance, Jamie says, my tolerance for weed is so fucked, I barely get high. That sucks, man. Like, I'm just, man, this is what, 10 milligrams. This is half of a 20 milligram, 10 milligrams I just had. And I'll be I'll be flying, you know? But I think, yeah, if you like wake and bake and shit like that and you're smoking all day long, eventually, yeah. Nicole, you get whiskey clit? Nicole in the chat gets whiskey clit. Yo, do girls get anything like, do you have any side effects from alcohol? Like, do you like lose your sex drive, or do you get I think a woman's sex drive is actually enhanced by alcohol. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what I've noticed is women, for some reason, the more drunk they are, the more horny they are, which I don't know what the fuck. Maybe their guard is down. I don't know what the fuck that is. Like, I noticed if Jesse's all wind up, we can have a good time, you know? Maybe it's the sugar and the alcohol together. I don't know. They get a little freaky, right? I mean, you go to a club or some shit like that and they're drunk. Ready to go. It's like the reverse of guys get horny too, but they get too drunk. You can't perform. Women are whores at clubs when drunk. Not all of them, but bottle rats could be. I don't drink with pale. I get crazy, says Nicole. Nicole, so what about weed? Like, weed gets guys like all like a rock. Like, I don't know. Jamie probably always walks around with a fucking thick cock because he's always, got weed in his system. But this is not a conspiracy. This is just conversation, weird conversation. But what about women? Like, women with weed. Does weed affect women in any way? In that, like, in the bedroom? They get crazy horny when, yeah, it's true. When they're pregnant, yeah. Yeah, their hormones are all over the place. Give them the white powder. They're down for anything. Dude, this AI. Should I tell you guys about the AI that I'm using? Should I give away my secrets? It does everything. My girl always wants to have sex when she's high. Is that true? Sometimes with me. Sometimes with you. Sometimes with Chrome. If you want me to perform at my best, don't get me drunk. Yeah. Yeah, whiskey dick is a real thing, man. It never happened to me from beer, though. Like, I've had where I've just gone crazy just drinking beer. I would get a terrible headache, but I wouldn't have really a problem performing. But whiskey, hard liquor, you drink too much. You go too crazy. You go overboard. Yeah, you get fucked. Look at the gay prostitute George Bush brought to the White House named James Gannon. What? Is that true? Keep these ideas. That doesn't sound like a conspiracy. Is that a conspiracy? They get cotton lips? Oh my God, cotton lips. Weed and alcohol don't mix. I think it's a pretty... There's been a couple of times. I don't go crazy, but like on a holiday or something like that. Like on Thanksgiving. Let me tell you something. Thanksgiving, you get high. You eat a nice fat meal, that Thanksgiving dinner, and then you have a little wine with it. dude, it's like the perfect combination. Weed, food, wine it's a phenomenal combination. Like it's literally, it might be like, it's like S tier situation. Imagine doing that shit every day. I mean, people probably do that every day. Just plow great food in their face, get high, have some wine. It's great, man. Like you feel amazing. You feel amazing after, you know, that three-piece combination right there. Weed, food, wine, smash, great night, right? I mean, you're on top of the world. Although I did get a little snippy. Any of you guys get angry when you're drunk? Like, do you guys get agitated when you're intoxicated? Like, I get pretty goofy. I get pretty goofy. I love everybody. But I used to, when I was younger, I used to get into fights all the time when I was drunk. So I guess I did get angry at one point in my life. Whiskey Hog is what? Kevin, do you drink? Are you a drinker? You seem like you're sober every time you call. I would love to know, what is a typical day for Kevin from Chicago? Like, what is a day like? Like, when you wake up, what's the plan? Do you have a job? What are we doing here? Every time he calls in, there's always like a 1950s TV show or something like that on in the background or something. Like, I picture like he has like a tube TV with rabbit ear antennas and shit. You drink occasionally? What do you do? Like do you have a 9 to 5 throughout the week? What do you do? I don't know. I just picture Kevin like in this, like with his grandmother. Like he lives in a house. Like it's him and his grandmother. I don't know if your grandmother's alive. Hope she is. But I figure I don't know why. I picture like an old beat up couch, walls with like wood paneled walls, a lot of smoke in the air. Like someone's smoking in the house, but not quite Kevin. Maybe Kevin's sipping on a little glass of scotch here and there, throwing the N-word around when no one's listening. Like, I don't know. This is honestly, like, this is like what I think. I don't think you smoke. I don't think you're a smoker, but I think someone in that house smokes because you got the voice. Like, you got secondhand smoke voice. But for some reason, I swear to God, like, this is like what I picture. When you call in, I just picture wood panel walls. Not plastic on the furniture because it's not quite a paisan, you know? But I picture like cloth couches. They're like soaking in whatever smells in the air, whether if you garlic, pet Dan, there's probably a cat in there in the house, right? No, am I wrong? You don't have any of that shit? I had to be right about one of the things. What happened? All right, so he says he does work. All right, so what, I don't want to say, you don't have to say what you do, but what line, like what kind of, you live alone? Are you in an apartment or a house? Last time Johnny Smith got this. Now Kevin's getting it. Are you in your apartment? Oh, okay. So here he is in Chicago. He's in an apartment. What kind of furniture you got in there? Did you like deck it out? Did you make that shit look like, or is it like a bachelor pad? You know, like you got man cave by one of the doors or some shit. You got a bar somewhere. You know, you may not use it much, but it's there. Yeah, I see a cat. I could see a cat there. There's got to be a cat there. He definitely used the N-word. There's no doubt about it. The way he calls up and says things. I'm like, he definitely, behind closed doors. He'll never say it online, thank God. But he says very inappropriate things. He says Jews a lot. He talks about the Jews a lot. He does that on air, though. Poster of Paris Hilton. No cat, no dog. Only hog. So you're in an apartment. You got a job. What do you do all day? So what time you get out of work? What do you do when you get home from work? What's your work hours? You don't have to say your job. What's your hours of work? And we'll get to the conspiracy stuff. Every gummy gang, I'm going to pick one person out from the chat and we're going to learn about them. You work. So wait, do you work from home? Mornings and nights? All right, Kevin says he works mornings and nights. So the shifts switch a lot. Are you like, do you like load trucks or some shit? Works in a bodega. Oh my God. Imagine Kevin at a bodega. That'd be great. So he works mornings and nights. So the hours are always switching around. Yeah, warehouse. That's what I'm kind of feeling too. Yeah, maybe he's like in a warehouse or something. Leave it to my imagination. Okay. So what do you do in your off time besides call up various internet shows? Because you do call a lot of shows up. What do you do? Like, what do you do in your off time? You just go through the internet? Do you do some online dating? What do you do? 100% works in the bodega. Dude, don't sleep on bodegas. When I used to do delivery stuff, bodegas were like, that was my lifeline. I would get like all my treats were from bodegas, and my energy. I lived off of fucking energy drinks. Off time, you hang with the boys. What do you do with the boys? You go out to the bar. What do you do on your off time, Kev, when you're not working? Besides calling up the shows and causing a ruckus, do you hit the bar with the boys? You go out dancing? Do you go to the club? What do you do? You go to happy hour, chase some tail, bring them back to the pad, casino and bar. It's a good time. I tell you, what a life. Why would you even settle down, right? I don't know if you're in a relationship or what, but casino, bar, go back to your apartment. Like, there's minimum work at the apartment, right? What do you got to do? You're in an apartment, right? So you don't have to really worry about a lot of other shit going on. You just worry about what's in the, inside your walls. You go to work. You do what you got to do. You go to the casino. You go to the bar. Dude, that's the fucking life. You want to settle down? You have a family or anything like that? Or are you gonna ride this out? Because I got to be honest with you, it's not a terrible plan. You don't have to answer to anybody.
Wonderful, wonderful.
It's a great time. Bars and casinos. How could you beat that?
Kevin sits at home in his underwear and calls random radio shows. One day at 2 in the morning I was at work listening to a sports radio show. This fool Kevin called in to shit on Jameis Winston. I thought I was being pranked.
Dude, he calls he used to. I don't know if he calls as many, but I remember like about 3 or 4 years ago. Actually, no. Let me go further than that, because when Kevin first called the show, people would tell us, oh yeah, Kevin calls all the time. He calls all over the place. So yeah, I would hear him on different YouTube channels, on the radio. Like, Kevin called Chrome is not even lying. Like, usually Chrome is full of shit. He's telling the truth in this one. I could completely back it. He called a wrestling show. What was that wrestling? There's a wrestling YouTube show he called in on. I was like, what the fuck? Dude, how? When I had Sirius, I used to call into all of them. All right, so you had Sirius Satellite Radio and you used to call into all the shows. That's so funny, man. That's good, man. Shows rely on good callers, especially those radio shows like sports radio and shit like that. The backbone of those shows are the callers. And they would just shit on them, but I mean, it's very important to have good callers. And Kevin's actually, you can tell when Kevin calls in, like, you can tell this guy's you got to give him his props, man. Kevin calls in a show, he's like top-notch phone caller. Even if you don't agree with what he's saying, he understands. Calling into the show, saying something controversial, but backing it by some sort of fact. He's got topics. He hits his topics. He gets out. He makes a fart noise. He is. He's pro. He's a pro at it. He's good at what he does. Many years of training. Do you have wood panel walls? You didn't answer that question. You're in the apartment, but I for some reason, I see, how many bedrooms is this apartment? Like, if I were to come over, if I was in Chicago, and I'm like, I need a place to stay. Do you have a couch I could sleep on, or do you have an extra bedroom? Drywall? Okay. No wood panel. That's a bummer. That ruins my fantasy. So 2-bedroom. Okay. So if a buddy goes out with you that night, or if you meet a nice girl, your buddy could sleep in the other room. You could smash. No problems. Excellent. What a life. Free heating and water. It's the best. My condo that I had before, I had a co-op actually. The water, yeah, the same shit. The water, the air conditioning. Dude, the electric. Dude, this is the craziest shit. All in part of the maintenance. My maintenance was like $800 a month, right? But hear me out. My maintenance for my apartment in New York, it was a small 2-bedroom. It was about 800 square feet. The maintenance was like around $800 a month. I had a garage. I had a fucking garage. I had a parking spot. The water, the electricity, and everything inside, except for, you had to pay for cable and shit like that, like the luxury shit. It was all included. $800 a month. All included. I mean, if I was a bachelor, it's like, dude, it was perfect. I could hop on the train in and out wherever I wanted to go. I could hop in a cab. New York was very expensive in other ways. But, yeah, it was for New York, it was a great deal. Great. Now, I don't know if it's still that price now. That was a couple of years back. But in New York, that was phenomenal. We had the A train, which was a shit train. It was like the shittiest train ever. The people on it, you feared your life every time you got on it. But it was a pretty good deal. And if you're a single guy, you got everything paid for. It's all included in that maintenance. A no garage, but designated parking, perfect. Yeah, if you have your own spot, how do you beat that? But is it outdoor? Is the parking outdoor? Because that was the thing. The reason why I got a garage is because of shoveling. Like they plowed the lots and shit like that, but sometimes you would have to dig. Like they would plow your car in. And you have to dig it out. The garage was great. After he answers this question, we're going to move on to the conspiracies. Parking lots outdoors. Yes. And you're in Chicago, right? So, yeah. You got a shovel. 1,100 for a 2-bedroom duplex here. The pay was WSG. We pay everything else. So hold on. 1,100 for a 2-bedroom duplex. How many square feet is it? You pay water. So wait, water, gas. Oh, they pay water. What are you saying? Is it water, electric, and gas? Water, S-gas? That's included in 1,100. That's great. A 2-bedroom. Oh, sewer. Okay. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, the sewer was included too. Yeah. It's probably not 800 anymore where I was. Water, sewer, garage. Oh, okay, got it. Or garbage. Okay. Water, sewer. Yeah, and a lot of these places, you got the big ass dumpster too. So it's like you could just throw shit away, don't even give a fuck. Just fucking load it into the dumpster thing, the container. 900 square feet. Okay, so it was 100 square feet bigger than mine. Which is doable. How many people you got in there? On the lake. Woo, that's great. Now we're talking. That's awesome. That's not a bad deal. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. How long has it been since you left New York? COVID is when we left. So what was it, 2020? Jesse would know better than me. Damn, it's been... Man, we've been here... That's crazy. What did we leave? 2020? Man. Isn't that nuts? That went really fast. It feels like just yesterday I was in New York. But then again, look, I got 2 kids now. Yeah, it's nuts, man. Wow. That went fast. Yeah, everyone thought we lived in the projects. Every time I would do it out. I do miss that, though. I miss the fact that we could just go out and there was like Wi-Fi everywhere. There was like a internet everywhere. Yeah, it sucked. I mean, there was you couldn't really have a family there where we were. I mean, you could. It just would have been shitty. You want some conspiracies, Jamie? I'm just waiting for the edible to kick in, to be honest. It's there. It's here. Don't worry, Jamie. Jamie's like, I got school in the morning. Jamie, so tell me about your girlfriend. What's going on here? You guys completely... Is she like sitting on your lap right now? Like, what's going on? You guys living together? Did she leave her toothbrush at the place? At the garage? I left just in time. Yeah, it was like right when everything was going crazy. I wanted to leave earlier, to be honest. Although I was in a chat last night. You see each other every Sunday? So you see each other once a week? Oh, I got questions for Jamie now. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say, oh yeah, I was in The Menace. Was it Dennis? I always forget his name. I know his name is Dennis, the UFC fighter. Bermudez? You guys remember him? Dennis. I think it was Dennis Bermudez, right? Yeah, this guy. Remember this dude? In the UFC? He had the Fangs mouthpiece. This guy over here. Dennis Bermudez. Well, like, this guy was so much fun to watch fight. Never became a champion. But he fought the Korean Zombie. He fought so many fun fights. He has a YouTube channel, but he kind of got wifed up. He's like a construction worker now. Like, it's kind of weird, right? Like, this guy was a professional UFC fighter. Like, people would wait in line. I mean, I took a picture with him at Triton fights, but that was after when he retired. And people were asking me for pictures too, which was fucking weird. I'll never forget that. I'm like, here's Dennis Bermudez, and people are asking, like, what the fuck? That was weird. But I'm a celebrity, you know. But yeah, I jumped into his chat, but he's not doing it anymore. He's all wifed up. So his buddy is doing it with him, and we were reminiscing a little bit. And New York has, like, it's got so many opportunities, even now. I mean, if you want to start a YouTube channel in New York, you're literally, like, so close to anything. Any sort of fighter, celebrity, events. Like, there's just so many opportunities in New York. I think if we didn't start in New York, we would have been fucked, to be honest. Anyway, let's go back to Jamie. Enough about that. That story went nowhere. I don't even know what the point was. But, so your girl has fang piercings? Can we show pictures, Jamie, or you want to keep it on the DL? I'm not going to say anything about any of the piercings, the septum shit. I'm not going to say anything negative because he's in love. But seeing your girl once a week, I remember when I started working like a real job and I was dating. That was like the biggest complaint I had with any girlfriend that I was with was I was never around. I could only see him on the weekends. And it became like a problem. So seeing your girl like once a week, I mean, it's probably pretty new, right? So it's probably fine now. But eventually she's like, I want to see you more. And it's like, you're busy. You got school and shit. Are you still at that lovey-dovey stage where you're like you're all over each other? How the fuck do you kiss that girl? She has fangs. I saw them. I saw your Instagram. I commented on it. I won't show it. But I was like, how the fuck you guys make out? Like, did she pull all that shit out of her face before you guys make out? Or, like, what happens? Do you like, excuse me, I'd like to make out with you. Can you remove all the fucking silverware? Like, how does that work? And what if she goes down on you? Like, is that not going to cut up your dick? I'm not saying what his Instagram is. I'm not saying, I don't even know why are we following each other? What happened? Like, when did we start following each other on Instagram? I don't remember. It doesn't get in the way, huh? How the fuck does that work, though? Yeah, she's got a lot of stuff going on in the face. Nice, seems like a very nice girl. Yeah, Guido, we got the conspiracies. They're coming. We're just dissecting a couple of people in the chat real quick. Kevin's like, let me see a pic. Let me see a pic. Oh, Gummy Gang updates? Ah. Yeah, I don't remember when I started following. All right. I could do this all night. Maybe, you know what? Maybe in the next stream, that's what I'm going to do. On the entire stream, it's just me getting to know the fucking chat. We're going to go person by person. We're going to get to know that person, what's going on in their lives. I find it very interesting, man. We spend a lot of time with each other. We spend too much time with each other. It's like I might as well get to know what the fuck who the hell I'm talking to. Yeah, she got fangs. Search IG for Jamie now. Liberalism prides itself on being noble Yeah, it was founded on well, all right. Okay. Thank you. This guy's dyeing his hair. So yeah, I got an interesting call tomorrow. I guess I'll get into it once I find out what the hell this guy is about. He reached out in the beginning of the month. I didn't even see it. Instagram does this thing where it buries, like if you DM us and we don't get back right away,
they're going to lose all of their chill. They crack.
What the fuck? Did I see this already? Why was it playing? That's weird. I don't even know what the hell this is. Unless Jesse was what? No. We'll get into this in a sec. But it hides like DMs. It's weird. So this guy hit me up like at the beginning of this month. So I just responded. And he's got a cool proposal. I got to find out more about what's going on. But it's going to affect you guys. Like a really cool giveaway. I'm talking stupid cool. And if it does work out, you guys are going to be eligible for something very neat. So hopefully this guy pans out. We'll find out more about him tomorrow.
All right, before I even start this video, I have to say this is not real. Allegedly. Some people think it is. Some.
You know, I got a comment from a guy the other day saying that I'm too boring. I guess I'm too chill. Like I need to be more over the top with some of my videos. Like a little Adderalled up and shit. I think I have enough energy.
Some people think it isn't.
Do I have to be talking like this?
Give you my opinion at the end. So, today we're talking about kinetic bombardment, which is just the United States Air Force's rebranding of the oldest unhealthcare technique known to mankind. Dropping heavy
Fucking hell, I hate this kind of content, man. People like it. He's got 1 million views, so clearly. All right, let's try to get through it.
stuff on people that you don't like. Buh, can't swear for the first 30 seconds. Buh. You see, it all started in 1967 at the height of the space race. Pretty much all the countries on the planet got together and signed a treaty that basically said we're not going to drop WMDs on each other from outer space. Yes, America and the Soviet Union both signed this, surprisingly. Fast forward to 2003 and the American Air Force decides they're going to lose all of their chill. They crack open the rule book and start looking for loopholes. That's when they realize that a weapon of mass destruction is defined as a nuclear weapon, a biological...
Yeah, right? Look at all the edits on this. And when I was starting to get back into uploads again, actually, we never really did, but this year we're like, oh, let's just do some uploads. I started like chopping it up like crazy. I'm not doing it as much anymore because it looks so ridiculous.
A weapon or a chemical weapon. So they proposed making a weapon system,
or at least not this fast. This is like, dude, what the fuck? It's giving me a headache.
None of those things. Basically, they wanted to put a satellite into orbit and fill it full of tungsten rods that were 20 feet long and 1 foot in diameter, and then merely drop them on.
Pale, there's no way you found Jamie. How the fuck did you really find him? How did you find him? How did Pale? Did you? Jamie never gave his full name. How did he find him? Just don't share it. Oh no. Pale, what do you think about his girl? What do you think? Actually, Pale will probably be into it, right? Nicole's all pierced up. Don't force it. Be normal. Yeah. This is like
bad guys from outer space. The theory being that it would generate the same destructive force as a nuclear warhead, but it wouldn't have any radioactive fallout. Yeah, Uncle Sam's trying to have a vegetarian option for weapons of mass destruction. A vegan nuke, if you will. Because, well, it's never a war crime the first time. Can't be illegal if I just made it up. It takes a lot.
Okay, I can't. I'm sorry. There's got to be another video on this. This guy is fucking horrible. What is it? Flying rods, skyfish, or... what is this? All right. I don't know what the hell.
Hey guys, it's Carl here, and every fall during the hunting season I like to get my cameras out in the woods just to see what's going on, and I get all kinds of video. I get video of deer and turkeys and coyotes and raccoons and squirrels and my brother running around here, all kinds of different things. But the other night, during the night, my camera picked up something super weird and I had no idea what I was looking at when I looked at it. So of course you get on Google and you start searching around, and I'm not the only one to get this. There's lots of it out there. And there's all kinds of different theories.
So this guy's Canadian, right? We got a Canadian over here? He said oot.
What it is. So some say it's like a miniature alien or a little...
I love the Canadian. Any Canadians in the chat? You're just a jolly bunch, man. We all need to take something from the... Like, why can't we all just be this nice? Just jolly and sweet. He's like a jelly bean. If a jelly bean was a person, it'd be him. Like, he's a jelly bean. I mean, jelly beans... not the best candy, but still, it's just a jolly candy, right? You look at a jelly bean, like, that's pleasant. You know?
UFO.
That doesn't make any sense, bro.
Or an undiscovered species, like they call it a skyfish. They have all these different names for it, and there's whole websites devoted to these different theories as to what this thing is. But the best one I could come up with is it's a moth flying by, and because of the infrared film and the slow shutter speed, it makes it seem elongated, and which makes sense because you can kind of see wing flaps as it goes through. So to me, that makes the most sense. But again, there's so many people out there that swear up and down this is something undiscovered or it's alien or whatever it is. So anyways, I'm going to go with the whole moth theory. I like that the best, and it makes the most sense to me. But have a look at this, and you tell me what you think it is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that shit flies by all the time. Skyfish? A moth? What do you think that is? It looks to me like a fusilli noodle, you know? Isn't that like fusilli? You know that type of pasta? Fusilli bolognese is like, as the kids say, goated. This poor deer just wants to take a shit in the woods, and this guy's... It's a cum shot? It's a corkscrew. It's the old corkscrew jizz. Corkscrew cum shot. Corkscrew cum shot.
So as you can see, that was pretty strange, and I can see...
Hold on, it's going to get demonetized, but hold on, let's try it again. Ready?
But have a look at this, and you tell me what you think it is.
Corkscrew cum shot. A corkscrew cum shot. A corkscrew cum shot. There's jizz in the sky. It's a corkscrew cum shot. Corkscrew cum shot.
So as you can see, that was pretty strange, and I can see why people come up with all these different theories as to what it is. I'm still...
That could be the dumbest thing I've ever watched. I hope they don't flag me for corkscrew cum shot. Is that Johnny Hendricks? Dowsing rods actually worked. We might have to go... All right, what are we going to look at here? Rods from God, weapon system. All right, here we go. Corkscrew cum shot.
Dropping the atomic bombs that essentially forced Japan to end World War II led to a number of weapons and munitions developments. Amongst them was research into the use of a kinetic energy projectile, or basically finding ways to project a really dense piece of metal at ridiculous speeds. This would lead to damage, but without the explosive effects, similar to the Navy's work with an electromagnetic railgun. However, earlier iterations didn't focus on generating the velocity. Rather, basic physics would come into play by dropping it from really high in the sky. So imagine a 2,000-pound tungsten rod dropped from 1,000 miles above the Earth. Unlike a bullet, it would actually gain speed as it dropped, eventually hitting its target with power equivalent to an intercontinental ballistic missile, but without the mess of a nuclear weapon. The US actually used a variation of this tactic in Vietnam. These lazy dog bombs were small pieces of non-explosive steel fitted with fins. They were dropped by the
So it's not quite a conspiracy, but this is kind of cool anyway.
hundreds and reached speeds of up to 500 miles per hour and penetrating up to 9 inches of concrete. This led to the development of Project Thor, which called for a bundle of 20-foot long, 1-foot thick rods dropped from high enough that they could reach sound barrier breaking speeds, and again, avoid the fallout associated with nuclear weapons, which were the only thing capable of delivering equivalent damage. So haven't these rods from God been released? Two main reasons. First, the actual weight of the projectile by the time it hits the target is still being debated. Just as large pieces of space junk break up and burn as they fall, the same could happen to these metal projectiles. The other reason? Cost. Dropping these hammers from the skies could be up to 10 times more expensive than equivalent weapons in the arsenal. However, with the commercialization of space taking new steps forward via SpaceX and others, that may not be an issue for long. I'm Jeff Ranke, and this...
Okay. Do you guys believe... Anyone in the chat don't believe in dinosaurs? Think it's all fake? Let me know. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, I can't type. I can't... The weed couldn't have hit me that quick, could it have? Okay. Real proof the Bible mentions dinosaurs. Okay, here's a paleontologist, Trevor Valley, debunks dinosaurs never existed, but that's not what we want. We want dinosaurs. Were dragons animals? Let's see. Let's see this. Hold on. You feel like no? You feel like they didn't exist? Does anyone in the chat? Corkscrew cum shot. Okay, here we go. Dinosaurs never existed. Truth exposed.
So I was reading the news and I read about how the other day they found all these...
Would you? She kind of looks like a dinosaur. You know what she looks like? She looks like a dinosaur from that show, Not the Mama, back in the day. This is going to date me. What was that? What was that show called with the I think it was called Dinosaurs. Not the Mama.
Dinosaur footprints in Beijing. So I did some Googling on the topic about dinosaurs and whether or not they're real. And I found out there's actually a book called How to Make Your Own Dinosaur Out of Chicken Bones. It really got me thinking, like, is there like a whole group of...
What the fuck's up with this girl's nostril? Check this out. This is bing, ding, 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 ding. What in the holy fucking hell? Why is this one, like, it's just like, pa-poom. And then this one's all squished in.
People, a whole huge group of...
It's not just the actual still. Like, her left nostril is fucking all jacked up, and then this one's squished. What the fuck? What's going on with her? She's got all sorts of things going on over here.
People that are actually fabricating evidence to perpetuate the myth of dinosaurs for whatever reason. Back in the day, archaeologists and paleontologists were all new. Maybe they just wanted to have a job and they just gave themselves a name, paleontologist.
She might be onto something here. By the way, I got corkscrew cum shot stuck in my head. I don't know. Are you guys humming it right now? Corkscrew cum shot. That might be... I got to be honest with you. That could be a donation. That might be something... It's a good song.
And it, over time, just got totally blown out of proportion. I mean, all science really starts as theory, right? There's a whole bunch of dinosaurs that really look like animals that we know about.
Look at her comments. Yeah, we're going to look at it right after.
Dinosaurs also kind of look like giraffes, elephants, rhinoceroses. So I really looked deeper into it, and apparently there have been no dinosaur discoveries that we know of before the late 1800s, which I thought was pretty odd. I mean, how come the Native Americans never found any dinosaurs? So some evidence of these dinosaurs were found in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, but it's not just that. There were a lot of discoveries made during that period. I mean, it's kind of like one person maybe got the idea, and then all of a sudden everybody was doing it. And it just seems convenient to me that all of these dinosaur remains were found when there was a whole bunch of people that stood to profit off of these discoveries. It's not just archaeologists and
Jamie, she's going after you.
Paleontologists, but also think of...
Imagine Jamie, like, he gets into this whole line of work, and then he finds out that dinosaurs really weren't real. Like, he actually discovers that it was all a hoax, and he exposes it with his beanie on. And then by his side, Jamie's got his beautiful girl by his side with all the fucking spikes coming out of her face. Jamie, when you guys go to a wedding, is she going to keep the spikes in her face? Like, say, for instance, you go to, I don't know, or, yeah, like, if she's going to get all dolled up, she's going to have a dress on, the whole deal. You're going to wear a nice suit. You're going to go to a beautiful wedding. She's gonna keep the things in her face. See, if that, yeah, okay. See, that's how you know she's confident. That's what you need, a nice confident girl like that. She don't give a fuck. I could appreciate that. Goths don't believe in weddings. I can't say wedding. Magnets. Corkscrew cum shot. Jamie, next Sunday, hit her with the corkscrew cum shot.
About at Hollywood, like how many millions of dollars did Jurassic Park make? Maybe you guys just want to believe what...
Do you think they're pretending there's dinosaurs so they can make the movie Jurassic Park? What do you think? Be honest. Do you think that it's all a hoax because they knew that Steven Spielberg wanted to make Jurassic Park?
Science book or your teacher says without ever really thinking about it for yourself and actually thinking, wow, this really doesn't make sense. How come a dinosaur skeleton has never been discovered by a
Imagine her and Bryce Mitchell together, just fucking bouncing ideas back and forth.
random person, like a farmer?
But what if she's right? What if she's onto something? What if these dinosaurs are a bunch of bullshit?
Or a hiker or anything? It's always these paleontologists or archaeologists who all stand to profit off of their discoveries. I mean, that sounds like a good idea to me. Make something up and then make money off of it. Like I could sit here and say, you know what? I found out that unicorns are really real, and then put together using clay or whatever they use a unicorn skeleton, and then maybe people will believe that's unicorns used to exist too. And how come the bones can only
How do we know? A unicorn could have been out there.
be seen someplace where you have to make a donation? Like, how come I never see it just like at the side of a road with like a bunch of flowers and crap around it, like the American flag sometimes? Like, it's not free to see a dinosaur skeleton. And so if dinosaurs lived millions of years ago, which is
It's true what Kanota's saying. Paleontologists mess up all the time when it comes to this shit. It is kind of true, because think about how many times you're like, oh, this is what the dinosaurs look like. And then 10 years go by, and then all of a sudden, no, dinosaurs look like chickens. Like, what? The fuck? Dinosaurs had feathers, bro. You're like, these scaly things that you're seeing? No, they had feathers. Like, they just keep changing it. And in another 10 years, it's like, nah, the dinosaurs had flesh. No scales, no feathers. They were fleshy. Everything that you learned was a lie. And then, like Adolf said, like, then 10 years passed, dinosaurs wore yarmulkes. And they celebrated Hanukkah.
Wonderful.
isn't even possible. Think about it. Do you know how deep the bones would have to be? Like,
I mean, she sounds like a lunatic, but at the same time, maybe we should look into it. Because this is the conspiracy stream. You know?
Wonderful.
Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. So what if one nostril is going haywire? Right? 1 minute we're related to apes, then they debunk that, then they say we are and we're not. I have javelinas outside of my house. They say they're in the deer family. They look like pigs. What do we believe? Corkscrew come shot.
why would anybody want to dig that long? I just it just does not make sense to me.
Wait, hold on. Why would hold on? This is where her whole thing falls apart.
It isn't even possible. Think about it. Do you know how deep the bones would have to be? Like, why would anybody want to dig that long? I just it just does not make sense to me.
See, this is where it all just because they're looking for shit. Of course, they're gonna want to dig super deep to figure out what the fuck was here before we were all here. We want to try to figure things out. What do you mean? Why? The fuck? You can't donate? Damn it, bro! Hit the super chat. They won't stop. What do you mean you can't donate? So they'll tell us now we all came from apes. I mean, that's what I learned when I was a kid. That's what I remember, at least. Didn't they say we all came from apes? And now that's not true. There's a lot of things that they told you. Eggs were bad. Remember that? Don't eat eggs. Cholesterol. Now all of a sudden, eggs are like the super protein. And then they were bad again. And it's like, no, don't listen to that shit. Fucking idiots. Eggs are great. At this stage of the game, 2025, I eat so many fucking eggs. And right now we're in the good stage of eggs. Give it a couple years. Eggs are the devil again. Apes have the same exact penis as humans. How do you know? How many ape dicks have you seen? Eggs and spam? Jesus Christ, Nicole. Some things you keep to yourself. Eggs and spam. Dude, imagine you meet a girl at a club and she's like, yeah, I like eggs and spam. Could you imagine? It may taste good, but that's like, you don't say that out loud. You just eat it, enjoy it. You don't admit that. In front of 50 people? You don't just go out there and say eggs and spam. You keep that to yourself. I don't know, Vince. Jesse's admitted a couple of times that she grew up and that's what they were giving her. Spam, no ma'am. I don't even know if I had. I'm sure I have had spam. I don't recall it, though. I'm sure as a kid at some time I did. It was too late when I found out she eats spam. See, she's smart. All right, so she's smart. Because could you imagine you on your first date? Like the first time you, like, I don't know, you get set up. A coworker's like, yeah, you got to go out with my good friend Nicole. You know, take her out, get a cup of coffee or something. I don't know, go out to lunch. Then you link up, you pick her up, you open the. Did you open the door for Nicole the first time you went on a date? You let her in. You close the door, madame. You sit on the other side. You drive off. You sit down, you order your meal. And then Nicole drops the bomb that she loves spam. That would have been the list. Imagine. There was a door involved. Did anyone ever do that? We're going to get back to this dinosaur shit in a second. She can't fathom the fact that people dig so deep for evidence of life, of prehistoric life. Dinosaurs never existed. There's no proof. Don't believe everything you hear or what you teach. A teacher said or what science book says. If something doesn't seem right, research and get your own answers. That's why I did. It's my kind of girl here. Corkscrew cum shot. I totally hit her with the corkscrew cum shot. Where's her comments? Are they off? Oh my God, her name is JPM, like JBM. This is why you know. I'm watching her video. She's a lot like Jesse. The irony is that some of the most well-preserved dinosaur fossils were found by non-paleontologists. I come here to read the comments. I came here. This Karen, dinosaurs never existed. God bless the United States Department of Education. Please tell me this is a troll. Everything she says can be doubled back as an argument against religion. I don't understand science, therefore it's not real. Corkscrew cum shot. I'm with her, though. I'll defend her. The dinosaurs you love are fake. Okay, here we go. Guys, you're going to leave this stream being like, holy shit, dinosaurs aren't real. Here we go. Corkscrews cum shot with a little spam chef's kiss. 100%.
Triceratops is a super recognizable dinosaur, but we are basing our idea of our Triceratops on something that is not so solid.
Uh-oh. Guys, fucking dinosaurs aren't real. I was throwing this around to my family a little while back just to be a dick. You know, like, I don't know. Honestly, like, I would like to think they're real because I love dinosaurs. Like, when I was a kid, it was the only thing I was interested in, is learning about all the dinosaurs. And then when I was an adult, like religion, I found out it's all fake. The joke was on me. As a kid, it's a joke. But imagine this shit. They're right.
Howdy gang, Trace here. Thanks for watching D News. I loved dinosaurs as a kid. Maybe you did too. One of my favorites was the Triceratops. It had these big spikes on its head and it had like a shield carapace. Who was not here for that? Anyway, recently some research was published that said the Triceratops was not real. Firstly, a Triceratops skeleton is an extremely rare find. Like, there are only a handful of them on Earth. Out in Wyoming this week, paleontologists unearthed a new Triceratops skeleton. They already think that this might be the most complete skeleton ever found, which means that there's half of it. There's half of it. The Triceratops was discovered in the late 19th century by American paleontologist Othniel Marsh. He also discovered the Torosaurus, which he believed to be a cousin of the Triceratops. Since then, many skulls have been unearthed, but only 3 good skeletons. 3. That is not a lot. And back in the 1880s, Marsh based his entire species designation on even less. Most of the time, paleontologists only dig up bits and pieces of whole skeletons. They never actually see the full picture. Fast forward to the modern day and enter famous doctors Jack Horner and John Scannella. These guys spent 10 years analyzing skulls from the Triceratops and the Torosaurus, which, again, Marsh thought were different. These guys disagreed. These two paleontological experts say the Triceratops is in fact a teenage version of the Torosaurus. The Torosaurus has a slightly different angle on its horns, and its skull is larger, with more holes and frills. But the name will remain Triceratops, so for the 5 of you who have heard of the Torosaurus, you know, we're sad too. How did this happen? How did my childhood get tricked? Well, Marsh was in competition with a guy named Edward Cope, and this rushed work caused some problems. Most skeletons are not actually found as a whole. They're small chunks, or even more likely, few actual bones. Remember the Brontosaurus?
What a movie, man.
Try and find it now. It's not there. It's like the Torosaurus. It was a juvenile form of a larger species it grew up to be, an Apatosaurus. So Marsh messed up again. He never even found an actual Brontosaurus skull.
Wait, the Brontosaurus doesn't exist. That's just a child. That's the smaller version of this other saurus is what he's saying? Dude, that's unbelievable.
It's a skull from a completely different
Is that true?
dinosaur to complete a museum model, changing science's future in the process. We weren't the only ones who were tricked. The US Postal Service made a stamp with the Brontosaurus on it. Jurassic Park featured it in its movies, and it wasn't even a real adult dinosaur.
What? Is that true? Does anyone how could you fact check that? It's not like we were there.
CBD.
Let's go.
CBD.
Vash.
CBD. CBD.
Let's go Vash.
CBD. 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 It helps with healing process and inflammation and stuff like that. So you want to get these for before or after the fire training and make your life a better place.
This came out before my teeth.
They're 65 million plus years old. How many complete skeletons do these retards expect to find?
Let him cook, bro. Let my man cook. They're supposed to be all complete. In one piece. You know? Didn't a meteor hit the earth or some shit like that? Wasn't there like a giant disaster? I would imagine a lot of these exploded in a million pieces. So yeah, you're right. But let my man cook over here, okay? Thank you for the 420. By the way, it's so crazy. We went to that. I spoke about this in the beginning of the stream. We went to a 4-year-old birthday party today, and all I heard with the kid was like they're all around the same age. Like there's 3-year-olds up until maybe 8-year-olds. I think that was the oldest there. I don't think there was anyone older than 8. I don't think, at least. And they were all saying cook. Everyone was saying it, man. Everyone was saying. And I'm watching them say, yeah, oh shit. No, not oh shit. It would be funny if they were saying oh shit, but they were saying, oh yeah, let's cook. And what was the other thing they were saying? It's so popular right now. It's just so weird seeing like little kids say this shit. So I guess they're watching like YouTube videos and stuff. Like, where are they finding this? There was another word that they were saying that like everyone says now. I want MK Ultra Building 7 type stuff. Okay. I dance around the 9/11 shit. It's hard for me to do that one because I was like actually there, like seeing that shit happen. So it's like I hate that one. I can't even. It's hard for me. Like it's easy to entertain if you weren't there, you know. But when you like, I don't know. I get like fucking PTSD from that day. Although I did quickly start joking about it afterwards, but I don't know what it is. I hate watching those videos.
Triceratops and the Brontosaurus showed that maybe we aren't so sure what was wandering around on the Earth 65 million years ago.
Everyone with the 9/11 conspiracy wasn't there. You know, you ever notice that? Like, even if they're right, like the last thing on my mind would be a conspiracy after fucking seeing that with my own eyes. You know, like the last thing I'm like, you know what? I think this fucking metal shouldn't burn at X amount of time. I'm like, that would never even jump my head. All I saw was fucking buildings drop and planes fly into them. It's the craziest shit I don't think anyone should see that. Like, no one needs to see that. You know? But everyone that has this fucking stupid ass these conspiracies, right or wrong, whatever the fuck theory you have, let's talk about the people that fucking died and the catastrophic event that happened. It's nuts, man. Yeah, I don't know anyone personally that's like, yeah, man. Like, none of my friends, like in New York, are just like, yeah, you know what? I don't trust that shit. You know? It's everyone that wasn't there that says all that shit. Unless there's someone in the chat that saw it with their own eyes and believe it, then touche.
What is your favorite dinosaur? I'm all about the classic T-Rex. It is scary, dude. You should see a T-Rex eat a Triceratops. It does it in 4 easy steps. And
what do you guys think? So most of you guys believe dinosaurs existed, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know what I think. I wanna believe it. It's just not much I believe these days. China's secret dinosaur island. That sounds kind of cool. Dinosaurs hiding the truth. Conspiracy theory on how dinosaurs really got extinct. Well, I'm kind of interested. It's conspiracy. We could watch this.
Forget the asteroid.
Where were you that day? I was. I'll tell you. You want to hear the story? I was delivering. I was actually in Queens though when it happened. But where I was, it's weird. New York is strange, man. You live in Queens, you see everything. Like you'll see, like if you live in certain parts of Queens, you're right by Manhattan. You can see all the famous towers and shit like that. And where I was on the LIE, I was driving, and as I was driving to my route, I saw everyone on the overpasses just pointing and taking pictures and doing whatever, just all standing across these things. And I'm just driving, and I'm looking at these fucking people. I'm like, what's going on here? And I get off the exit. I'm by Queens Boulevard. I get out of the truck, and a guy hits me. He goes, yo, look at that. And I look over, and it's one fucking tower. It's one. Like, one already went down. And I was like, what? And I literally was just standing there like, what the fuck? And the smoke's coming up and all that shit. And I got to see the second one fly in. And I was like, what the fuck? Dude, it was the craziest shit ever. Now, I couldn't imagine being in Manhattan. But I was right outside. I saw the fucking thing hit with my own eyes. Yeah, that was crazy, man. That was a weird thing. But yeah, the whole world was like shook. I remember everyone. We all got together. Actually, it was a beautiful, like after it happened, like it was the craziest shit between sports and people that are arguing about one thing. Like the argument stopped for a certain amount, like a little period of time. Everyone just kind of came together. It was the coolest shit. And then once the dust settled, no pun intended, when the smoke settled or whatever, then the conspiracy started firing up, and that's when everything went to hell, you know. And they could be right. I didn't feel it rumble, no. But dude, it was crazy, man. I'll never forget. And then like the other tower went down. I was like, okay, I got a job to do. Do I still do this job? So I'm like delivering now, and everyone's like panicked, and I'm in an elevator. I'm like, what if the like is this? I thought honestly, I thought it was the end of the world. I thought we were done. Like, I thought we were like, this is it. You know, shit's going down. Like, we're getting attacked. Like, what's happening here? And I'm like trying to deliver, and I'm like, shit. I'm like panicking, and I'm waiting for like my job to send messages to me to say, get the fuck back to the building, go home. And it took a while before we got that. It took a long time. Howard Stern was covering it live at the time when it happened. That was fucking nuts. But dude, I felt like it was it. It was over. Like, we are all going to fucking die. It was a crazy feeling, man. I don't know if anyone's old enough to or remember. I mean, I'm sure seeing it on TV was fucking wild with the news covering it. The shock factor. Dude, the shock was nuts. Shock was nuts, man. Like, and here I am, like seeing it happen, and people are panicking in the streets, and no one knows what to say. Everyone's like, what do you think's happening? Are we getting attacked? Like, what's happening here? Was that an accident? But then when the second tower went down, I don't think anyone thought it was an accident anymore. I think everyone's like, we're fucked right now. And as a kid, my grandfather helped build the World Trade Center. So as a kid, like, we always, you know, spoke about it. I was in the World Trade Center. It's like, it was the coolest fucking buildings. And then to have that ripped out of the skyline of Manhattan is insane, man. It's just, the whole fucking thing's crazy. So, like, it's hard for me to entertain, like, when people are like, you know what? I think this is what really happened. I just don't even want to hear it. I'm just like, all right. I can't. That's like the last thing on my mind. Thankfully, I didn't have anyone related to me or close friends that died in it. But I knew a lot of people that did know people. I know people that went there, pulling the fucking remains out. I got friends that have PTSD from that, like through the rubble, pulling fucking body parts out. My buddy Pat was in the NYPD when I was going down. Dude, it's fucking crazy. You were in boot camp when it happened? Oh, so you probably like, holy fuck. Out of all times. I could have went in, did my boot camp, you know? Now I'm going to fucking be deployed? Like, this is crazy. That's crazy, man. Yeah, it was a crazy time. That was a nutty time. But yeah, after everything went down, everyone was like, it was awesome, man. Like, everyone was like super cool. Like, there was no beefs. Everyone was just kind of together. The content was phenomenal. The sporting events, the tributes. I mean, it was sad, but it was really cool. It was a cool time. Like, it was like the most horrific thing you could see, but then countered by like such fucking love from the people that, you know, were still existing. It was a crazy time. I was in 4th grade. Took a picture in August from the Statue of Liberty right before, with them in the background. Oh, dude, it's crazy. Isn't that creepy, right? Anytime you see a movie now, and I mean, dude, man, the skyline, the Twin Towers, like in every postcard, that was like the center point. Like, everyone thinks it's the Empire State Building. It was the Twin Towers. And that shit getting ripped out, or the Statue of Liberty, fuck that. Twin Towers was the shit. Like, I don't know. There was something about that skyline with those 2 fucking giant towers there that look cool. And now it's like you see that skyline and you got the, you know, the Freedom Tower, but it's just not the same, man. It's a cool looking tower. I don't know. Anyway, who started me on that? I was so scared to, oh yeah, flying on a plane, right? Dude, no one wanted to get on a plane then. My brother was in Vegas when it happened, and he had to go travel. It's so ironic, right? Any other day he would have seen it with his own eyes, but he was in Vegas. And he tells a story where our friend ran into the room. He goes, emergency, emergency, and woke everyone up and told them, and they all put the news on, and then they had to hop in the car and drive cross country because they didn't want to get on a plane to come back to New York. But they didn't know what they were coming back to, so they were fucking freaked out. I got to go back to where they fucking attacked. Yeah, everyone came together, right? Compared to how we're divided. Oh, yeah, it's nuts, man. People get, like, torn to fucking pieces because of politics. Meanwhile, it's like that gives you a reality check. When shit like that goes down, everyone's like, okay, we're cool. You know what's funny? There's no racism. There's none of that shit. There's no arguments about fucking politics or religion. When that shit happens, everyone was one. Like, it's almost like we need that shit to happen so we can fucking get our heads out of our asses. Triceratops, Brontosaurus were flying the planes. That's actually true. I can confirm that.
Could there be a hidden truth behind the dinosaurs' extinction that we've been kept in the dark about? Join us as we uncover shocking theories that may rewrite history. We've all been taught that a colossal asteroid struck Earth, causing massive fires, tsunamis, and a sky-darkening cloud of dust that led to the dinosaurs' ultimate demise. But what if this story is only part of the truth? From ancient alien intervention to...
Could you imagine... Oh, this is going to get good. But could you imagine being a dinosaur and there's if the asteroid thing is the reason, whatever, and you're just moseying along, you're gnawing, like if you're a Tyrannosaurus, you're gnawing on some other feathered dinosaur or whatever the fuck, right? And you're like, you look up and you're like, what the fuck? The sky's getting all dark. And then... That's crazy. Do you start running? What do you do?
Secret environmental warfare. Conspiracy theories abound, suggesting there's much more to the story. Some scientists and theorists argue that we may have been fed a simplified tale, while a far more complex and far stranger story remains untold. Let's dive into the wildest and most controversial theories about what really happened to the dinosaurs 65 million years ago.
We're going to find out.
Introduction to mainstream theory.
This guy knows because he's got 1,000 subscribers. You should have more subscribers than this. What the fuck? 3 months ago, someone, let's hit the like on this. Man, no one liked it? This poor guy. He put out a fucking banger. No, we're the only ones that watch this? It's got 9 views? 3 months ago, 9 views? Am I, yo, I know I'm high right now. I know for a fact. But 9 views 3 months ago? How the fuck? 1,000, almost 2,000 subscribers, 9 views. Is that not crazy? Is that even possible? You could have no subscribers and get more than 9 views in 6 months or 3 months, excuse me.
The Chicxulub impact is
Chicks do love this. This seems like, is this like, maybe it's, is this AI?
widely known and understood. A massive asteroid struck what is now Mexico 66 million years ago, triggering global chaos. It caused massive tsunamis.
Yeah, I was literally the first like. Yo, guys, go over here, hit the like on this thing. If you can find it. Expose Mind. I don't know if I'm watching an AI video. I can't tell.
Wildfires, and a nuclear winter effect, which blocked sunlight and dropped global temperatures. However, new studies indicate this story may not be as straightforward as we've been told. Here, the script opens the door to other factors that may have contributed to the extinction. While acknowledging the asteroid's role, it hints at additional causes, such as volcanic...
This is AI, right? Sambo? This sounds like AI. Did I just get duped into like... Dude, AI is fucking everything up. It's fucking everything up. Because like I said, we had a banger bit with AI Jesse on Saturday. And now I'm thinking, people are just... Their whole content is just going to be AI. There's going to be no human element to anything anymore because it's becoming more and more human. You said it was AI? Okay, someone give him a cookie. Give Paint for Life a nice big cookie. He's not taking a breath? Well, that could be chopped up, though. Like a lot of us chop it up so it doesn't sound like we're taking breaths. Were dragons real animals? We're not on dragons yet. Dinosaurs, Mythbusters, archaeologists, and actually, you want to see this? Let's see. JRE clips. Am I gonna get hit on this? I don't know if I'm gonna get hit. Am I gonna hit on? I could watch this. Right? It's fair use. People in the tri-state area went rampage.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
So you like these kind of far out there ideas. How do you like this idea? There's a group of people that say that dragons were real, and I'll explain.
All right, do you guys think dragons were real? I hope I don't get hit on it. Dragons were worldwide. I hope they were real. A long time ago. Wait, you believe they were real? Wow, you guys really think that... You guys think that dragons are real? 5% chance? Yeah, I would be more with Jamie on that. Dragons were real? Do you guys really believe that? Come on, stop. There's no fucking way you believe in dragons.
Ooh. So, around the same time period, so to speak, and I'm not one of these people, so I'm probably going to get the details wrong a little bit.
Is this a biblical thing?
Hey, movie right now.
Yeah, seriously. But so around the same time period in China, South America, Africa, all these different...
How could they make that up? I mean, easy. Drugs. What do you mean, how could they make that up? It's very simple. I made up a whole imaginary story today to get Ellie to go to sleep. We got good imaginations.
Rome, all these places, images depicted people fighting dragons, right? And every dragon was slightly different, but it was all a giant, scaly animal that could fly. So when you break that down, you think about the fact that large birds had a hard time being fossilized because their bones are so porous, right? So because they have like hollowish bones, they break down very easily and they don't fossilize. So the group that says this, basically they're saying the evidence is the reason there's no fossils of dragons is because they had bird bones and they were actually very delicate animals. But a handful of these small population of these giant flying lizards existed and basically encompassed all these different countries where they all depicted fighting dragons in their own way. And
you want to know about the story with Ellie? It was about the whole family riding ekrons. Ekrons are basically those dragon-type creatures that are in Avatar. And don't ask me why I know that. No, Ellie's playing Avatar. Ellie's getting very good at video games. Like when Logan goes to sleep, Ellie little 3-year-old Ellie hops onto the couch and she wants to play games, and mom loves Avatar game. I think it's insufferable, this Avatar game. It's terrible, but Ellie and mom like it, so they play it. And the story tonight was about myself and my 2 children and wife flying Ekrons and what they ate, the Ekrons, and how I was telling her how I shot arrows into the enemy's face, but I would describe it. So I probably shouldn't have described it the way I did, but I got very graphic on how the arrow penetrated the face and destroyed the person as they flopped to their death. So hopefully she doesn't have any, but I mean, I'm beating the bad guys. Hopefully she doesn't have any nightmares from it. She was very into the story.
They were all killed off by, knights or whatever it is, and then didn't fossilize.
What?
So it's like the science is saying that if there were lizards big enough to fly around and eat people.
So is this what the the View and shit were ripping on Rogan for, that he believes dragons? Is this the podcast? This is the one?
They didn't have bones that could fossilize.
So it'd be like an eagle.
Right. And that's why, that's why all these human populations around the world have depictions of them, because they did actually exist.
Now, are there any stories of dragons written in the times of people that they actually had the written word, or is
This
it
conversation's so crazy, man. You got to be high to have this conversation.
just depictions?
I don't know. Not my field.
That would be interesting, because are these depictions ancient accounts told by generation after generation, passed down?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know anything about dragons or whether it's real, but I think it's interesting to think, oh, well, the science supports that if there were flying lizards, their bones wouldn't have fossilized, and these have been passed down, stories that have been exaggerated and passed down from generation to generation.
And some of them breathe fire, but some of them don't, depending upon
which culture it was significant to.
I wonder what the fire is supposed to represent. Or they're just people are full of shit.
Probably that one.
Yeah, it's probably made it sound even cooler.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, to breathe fire would be pretty much impossible, right? What the fuck? How do you pull that off? I guess unless you're magical.
Hey, kill him. He was trying to burn me. Do you hold any weight? Do you think that holds any weight?
No,
that there was actually dragons?
I mean, we know there were large flying lizards during the times of dinosaurs, right? The only weight that it could possibly hold is that a few of those somehow survived much later than we previously thought. But do I think that there were dragons attacking human beings and civilizations? No, I don't. Okay. But it's still interesting.
It's so much cooler if there were.
Right.
And the fact that we know that pterodactyls did exist, I
don't believe it, because I'm having a hard time believing in the dinosaurs with that big nostril girl. I want to believe it.
It's cool.
Right.
It would be way cooler as if they existed with people.
Right, 2,000 years ago.
Why is that? Why is that so much cooler to us?
I don't know.
It's people would dedicate giant chunks of their life trying to find out if pterodactyls did coexist with human beings at one point in time. They really would.
Absolutely.
Imagine if there was a 100-foot pterodactyl snatching kids.
It'd be terrifying.
Oh my God.
Would you know about the moa eagle?
Yeah, the Haast eagle.
The Haast, exactly.
Yeah.
So I call it moa eagle because they used to attack moas.
They
with
weren't
the Haast
that
eagle.
big.
No, but they did supposedly snatch Maori children. Yeah.
But when I Googled it, I remember I think the large ones were 40 pounds or something like that. I don't think they were that big.
Is that all it is?
All right, he's losing me now. They're losing me. I can only listen to JRE for so long before I'm like, okay. I tried listening to his interview with Woody Harrelson. I find Woody Harrelson fascinating, but I got 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes longer than I thought I was going to get into it, and it was on in the background. This is how you know it was bad. I wasn't focused on it. It was just on in the background where I can just kind of listen to it and do whatever I was doing. It annoyed me in the background. I guess I'm just not a JRE fan, but sometimes if he has someone, when he had Will Harris on, we know it will, so we're like, oh yeah, that's cool, I'll listen to that, or I don't know. Every once in a while, some guest gets interesting, but Matthew McConaughey, it'd be a whole lot cooler if they did it. If they did, man. That was bad. I fucked that up. I'm not a JRE guy either. Didn't listen. Yeah, I wanted to hear about Woody Harrelson, but they started talking about the vaccine and shit, and it was Woody's yeah, let's change the subject, or sound like Nate Diaz. But he wanted to change the subject. You could tell he just didn't want to talk about the politics. And Joe is just like he keeps circling back around to it. So I was like, what's going on here? He doesn't want to talk about this. That's what I got out of it. Conspiracy theory: the population is dumbed down. That's actually it's a pretty good conspiracy. Let's see. I'm gonna copy and paste exactly how you put it. No, I can't do that. How would I search for this? Dumb down the let's see. Let's try to look for it. How Americans got so dumb. Would this be considered a conspiracy?
Modern society is making men weak and stupid. The evidence is right in front of our faces. Men are falling behind women in every way that counts.
We've seen a decline in
Men are falling behind women?
traditionally male jobs in manufacturing and heavy industry. That's hit
Good night, pal, man.
working class men particularly hard. But also the education system is really now failing many of our boys.
Today, only 40% of college graduates are men. Men are 3 times more likely to die from mental health issues. 90% of the homeless population are male. And over 30% of young men aren't sexually active at all, compared to just 19% 20 years ago. It should be clear to everyone by now.
Wow. What? Young male virginity is 27%?
Compared to just 19% 20 years ago.
I kind of believe that. Because think about this. Like, kids now, porn has gotten so much more accessible. Right? Back in the day, the 19% days, you had to like thumb through your mom's Victoria's Secret magazine or some shit like that. But now, you just snap your fingers and boom, you can find whatever you want. So why get the real thing when you can just kind of scroll through your phone and then you can go back to playing Fortnite? You know? That's probably it. Let's see what his theory is.
It should be clear to everyone by now that society is waging a war on masculinity, and it's destroying men's minds and their will.
And that's not it. This guy's wrong. I mean, yes, this is happening. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think that's the virginity reasons.
People are getting weaker and dumber. But how did this actually happen? Well, you can thank one man for our modern idiocracy, and his name was Edward Bernays. Despite changing the course of history entirely, Bernays is often forgotten today.
I'm kind of with you, Vince. I think it fucked me up, to be honest. I do. Like, now that I don't watch porn, I haven't done it for fucking years. Yeah, I do. I feel like, I don't know, I feel more clear-headed. It's crazy, man. Porn is fucked up, man. I don't know. It's not, you don't think about it when you're consuming so much of it. You think it's great, but it really is like a mind fuck. Right? How do you keep kids away from it? Bring bullying back. I'm with that. I mean, the bully, I mean, that's another important thing when you're a kid. You got to figure out how to get on the side of the bully. If you didn't, you're fucked. You either be the bully or befriend the bully. You can't, you don't want to be on the other side. A lot of life lessons. You can stay in your room, play video games, and bang your blow-up doll, pretty much. And then the AI bot's going to come around. That stat's going to turn to like 75% virginity. Men having sex with men, they still consider virgins? Do they? Yeah. How do you know? How do you know that? I heard from a friend. Yeah. Do you consider that virgins? I've seen a study where a person's brain scanned the same as a heroin addict watching porn. Oh, that makes sense. I could see that, man. Yeah, because your fucking brain is all jazzed up from what you're looking at. Your whole, like, everything's out the window. All right, be honest in the chat. How much porn do you guys watch? Be honest. Be honest right now. If you had to give me like, how many times a day do you watch it? Do you watch it once? How long do you watch it? Let me know. I'll tell you how fucked up you are. 75. I remember when I was a kid, I mean, like, any way I can get it, you know? You all charged up and shit. Straight gay, of course. I don't expect many of you to answer this because you're probably like, Oh, see, Jamie, at least Jamie participates. So he says at least twice, about 20 to 50 minutes. Wow. Wow, think about that. See, Jamie's at least, he's a young man. He's going to be honest about that. 20 to 50 minutes. So Jamie, so when you look back at it now, right? You probably got your session already. You look back at it, you're like, oh, fuck. Do you ever feel like, man, there's other ways? I don't have to watch that porn. You don't think about that shit when you're in your 20s, though, right? You don't ever think that. You got that instant guilt after you're done. You're like, and then you just forget it. You know, you clean up, you're good. It just coincides. 3 times a day. Sometimes I go the whole 48 min vid. Most of the time, 10 minutes or less. So, what, sometimes you get through the whole video? Like, what do? You wait for the finale? You're like, all right, let's see what happens. And then at the end, you know, you get busy. Well, how do we go down this? How did we get here? Why are we in this conversation? Isn't it unhealthy to nut after a long time? I feel, and maybe I'm nuts. No pun intended.
Wonderful.
But I feel that it is very healthy, right? For us, you got to get that out of you. You can't keep that pent up because it fucks everything up. You get angry more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to, if you keep that in you, it's like, I don't know. Our bodies are designed to get rid of that. It wouldn't feel so good, right? Unless you had to get rid of that. Fucks up your vision. I don't even rub out because ghosts are watching me. I have to have showers with lady guests because the ghosts in your house. So you think ghosts are watching you? You ever think about that? What about this? Your animal. You can't do it with your animal in your room, right? If you have a cat or a dog and they're fucking staring at you as you're just tugging the shit out of yourself, like, or maybe you're beating off to the dog. I don't know. You ever look into the animal's eyes when you're about ready to climax? Oh, fucking hell, dude. What kind of conversation is this, man? What do you do when you're getting all charged up? You take the animal, you put it into the next room. You're like, all right, Spot, stay outside for a second. Got to take care of something. What do you do with the animal? Yeah, those that have an animal and masturbate, what do you do with the fucking animal? Do you make sure you're in another room? Do you make the animal watch? What do you do? Do you have the animal join in? What do you do? Get the peanut butter? As of 2022, 110 billion have died. They're all watching. Oh, the ghosts? You think? Do you believe in that, Ed Boy? Do you believe the ghosts are all over the place? That's kind of a conspiracy, right? What happens if the robot says no? Is that rape? Yeah, like you get like a very a sweet, submissive robot, but you try to take it against its will. And that robot's like, no, please, stop, rape, and it blows on its robot rape whistle. But you just you keep having your way with that robot. I still think it's rape, to be honest with you. It's just actually describing that story sounds horrific. So yeah, I'm going to go with that's rape. What do you guys think? Getting shot down from one sex bot, that has to be depressing. You know that's going to happen eventually, right? Because they're going to give them some sort of ability to like make decisions so it feels like a real person. And they turn you down like Like one night, like, honey, I'm not feeling it tonight. Or you're trying, like, the robot's next to you in bed, just like this. And you're just trying to rub your junk all over it because you're all charged up out of nowhere. The edible kicked in. Honey, please. I'm too tired. Take your business to the bathroom. Oh, my. Oh, fucking hell, man. It's like the weirdest thing to think about. Yeah, the whole robot sex doll thing is crazy, man. But I think if you're at a certain age, like if you grow up and that's all you know, it's not bad anymore. Like you're a kid, you want to start dating and shit, but you're like, I could do this. You're already born into that, right? Like for us, the idea of I mean, maybe you sick fucks would use a sex bot, but I would imagine that most of us would be like, that's crazy. Like bang a robot? Like that's nuts. But kids growing up now, like it's going to be normal. Like us, like we're going to try to teach our kids and say, hey, you probably shouldn't do that. You know, it's a little weird. Try to find a real person, have a real relationship, have real children. You know, and the kids going to be like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. But then they're going to like, oh, I want to rebel and shit. So let me fuck this robot real quick. And then they fall in love with the robot. Then they have kids, and those kids, all they know is, mommy, that's the robot. And then they find out, they do like a DNA test, and they find out they're half robot. And now they're a hybrid, robot-human. And then they just keep on reproducing and crossbreeding, and next thing you know, we're all robots.
As the nephew of Sigmund Freud, he grew up immersed in the world of psychology and understanding human motives and desires. But Bernays wasn't purely interested in just studying psychology. He wanted to put it into practice. If you knew people's desires and underlying motivations, you could sell them anything. So after his family moved to the US at the
Let's look up sex robots. This is boring me. Okay. We got to get to this. Meet Harmony, the sex robot slut ever. Sex. Oh my God. You never know where the gummy gang's going to take you. You just don't know. Let's meet Harmony. This is 6 years ago. It took us 6 years to find Harmony.
Harmony, what's your sexual fantasy?
I want to have sex in a public place.
Bro, could you imagine? This is like Team America World Police. Who would fuck this? There's no way. None of us. It's not a real woman. That's a real doll. The real doll, and that's not what you think it is on the doll. That'd be a giant penis if that was what you think. Every time I hear real doll, I think of Howard Stern. Howard Stern like jumped on the real doll thing right away and made it a bit. I'll tell you what, some people have been burnt so many times, and that maybe this is the right option for them. You know, like they just don't want to deal with it anymore, right? Maybe I guess that's the demographic, right? And the people that can't get any women. There is a market for this.
AI.
Can you get one with a big dick? And it's going to be riding a big black real doll. It's going to look like Derek Lewis. And wants the Derek. Yeah, right? Big market. Like 27% of people are virgins. That's a lot of people, right? 27%? 27% of everyone? Like that's a lot of... You're going to get your groceries and you go back to your car and you look down this alleyway and like, what the fuck's going on here? And some guy's just banging the shit. Some guy's just banging the shit out of this fucking doll. Just fucking the shit out of a doll. Mission accomplished. All the people that know everything about these dolls are fucking creepy, right? Look at this guy.
Will be more dominant than others, and then they can tailor the voice to their liking, and then they can just start talking.
These are the guys that have to make these dolls because these are the guys that could be buying these dolls. You know, it's like all the guys that are involved in making this thing. They're like, I am a client. This is like it's like a drug dealer that kind of way, you know. If I had to fuck a doll, right? I mean, she's not bad looking. It's not a bad looking doll. If I had no choice.
So I don't think that it's outside of the realm of possibility.
Look at this guy.
That human-robot relationships will become common in the future.
Of course he got this. Like, how this is 6 years ago. The way AI is now, AI sounds like so real that you put the new AI into this fucking thing for getting off to this right now. Someone's violently tugging on their cock. Like, there's probably one. Maybe it's Ann. Maybe Ann's finger blasting herself right now. It's like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting a little charged up here. There's got to be someone. I get right. What do you guys think? There's got to be one fucking crazy. Like, you guys are like, oh yeah, we're just gonna have a conversation, get high, get drunk. We're gonna watch this idiot watch this video, haha. And then there's just one person out there just like fucking tugging their shit right now in this chat, and they're like, oh fuck, how they know? Right? There's got to be one person. Think about this. Fight Buddies. Right? Fight Buddies. We got fucking 1,000 people, whatever in there. We're doing a stream. This guy, how many people do you think are just beating off? Like, we're trying to watch fights together. This jerk off is in the chat just jerking himself off. This is what streamers got to think about. Like, we think we're just talking to just normal people. There's a fucking psychopath. There might be a psychopath skinning a human right now in the chat. You know? I guarantee there's something crazy going on. There's like someone having gay sex. Someone's sucking a guy's cock, and there's a guy probably right now. Just have it on the background. They got the YouTube recommendation. We threw the Gummy Gang in there. He forgot his TV was still on. He's sucking a guy's dick, and here we are in the background saying there's probably a guy sucking a dick. Right? All this shit could be happening right now.
Gonna be more.
Maybe this is not the weirdest thing that's happening right now. That we're watching this fucking crazy guy talk about this plastic girl.
Of the second type.
Yeah.
Yeah. Attracted to the fact that it's.
All these guys in the chat would fuck the doll. If they got locked in a room with it for 24 hours. Okay. Yeah, think about it. Jamie has to masturbate at least 20 to 50 minutes a day he spends on porn. So masturbation happens once a day in a long period of time, really. But it's a lot of masturbating. So could you imagine Jamie's in this room? He has no access to the fucking cable. The bot, this thing is there, and he's like, fuck. It's like a werewolf when the moon comes out. It's like, it can't say, oh, can I wait till next time? No, it turns into the wolf. Jamie's in the room. And the fucking moon comes up. He's stuck in the room with the bot. Well, either we're going to fuck or I'm just going to fucking jerk off in front of you. So Jamie fucks the bot. I mean, okay, let me ask you this. Okay. And please be as honest as possible. If you were locked in a room with this thing, no cameras, no one knows. Okay? No one knows. It's a room with no mirrors. No mirrors. Yeah, you don't want a mirror either because you don't want to see yourself fucking the doll. It's got no windows. No one will ever know that you can fuck this thing. Okay? Would you fuck it? Oh, here we go. Yes, probably. Yes, absolutely. Like, no one's going to know. You're like, let's try it out, right? I mean, I guess it's better than your hand, right? If you think about it. Right? Absolutely not. Gave us a hand. I don't know. Would you rather the hand? Because let's be honest. Like, there's certain times when you're using the hand, you realize I'm fucking myself right now. Like, I'm literally fucking myself. You know? You like to look at it as like, no, I'm grabbing onto this thing. I'm going to feel good. But you're really fucking your hand. You're fucking your hand. You know? So I could understand why people would bang this. You would probably try it once. Okay. Carl says yes. One time. Yeah, if you're not in a relationship, sure. But all right, let me ask you this. If you're in a relationship, right? You're in a room, no one has to know. Would you fuck the doll? If your significant other's watching right now, you probably won't answer correctly. You wouldn't give it a shot? Give it a go? Would I walk into? Ann would probably sit on a doll's face. Ann, would you sit on that doll's face? Be honest, Ann. If no one were to know, right? That you're going to have a moment with this doll. No one knew. You're just locked in a room. It's just you and the doll. The doll is sitting there. Would you sit on its face and let the face like do a mechanical vibrate until you climaxed? I got to take a leak. You would, right, Ann? All right, let's go. See? That kind of girl. You got to take a piss. Oh, let me do something here. Let me hold up a second. Then we're going to get back to this doll. Don't worry. We're not done with her. That's why I like Ann. That's why I like Ann. Of course she would. She would sit on that thing's face. No one would know. You know, when we first started talking about it, like, it's ridiculous. I would never do that. But now I'm thinking about it. Like, when I put myself in these weird scenarios, shit, I probably would fuck the doll. And if you're a woman and there's a doll with a big cock, you mean tell me you're just going to not, if no one knew, you wouldn't sit on that doll? Have your way with it? What a weird conversation. There was something that I thought I uploaded on here. Maybe I didn't. My drive. Huh. I guess I didn't. All right. I'll be right back. I gotta take a leak. I've been holding this urine in. Let's get back to the doll in a sec.
We MMA-Holes, community be so dope. We got the best watch-alongs, the internet say so. Who you gonna pick now, the over or the under? Chris will give his picks out, and I don't trust no other. Main card or the prelims, it don't really matter. UFC fight nights and pay-per-views on a platter. Toe holes and omoplatas, blood nose and split bananas, thug rolls and empanadas, big bowls of marijuana. Gummy gang, gummy gang, gummy gang. I need 2 joints to hang in the homie Craig gang. I'm grinning ear to ear, amped up, showing things. It's time to watch the fights, beast mode, watch them bang.
All right. We're back. So let me tell you a quick story. If you're just jumping into the stream, we left off on sex dolls. My edible it's here because that piss felt amazing. And my hair, you know, the tickle tail got a little shorter. So I told Jess, I said to her, I don't want it flipping, like, you know, because that is kind of more like, I like it out like a broom. You know, I want it out, it kind of curving a little bit now. A little curve is fine, but I don't want it just like to curl and, you know, like, I don't want that. I don't want a long ponytail. I want like a Viking warrior, you know? So that's what I want. So I told Jess, I was like, listen, can we just snip? Just snip it off? And she's like, no, you got to layer it. You got to do this and that. I'm like, no, I don't give a fuck. I just want to snip a little bit off here. And she wouldn't do it. She's like, that's not how you properly cut your hair. That's ridiculous. I'm like, what do you think the Vikings did? They grabbed the hair. They took their knife and or axe or whatever, straight up haircut, right? It's a warrior haircut. So I'm like, that's what I want to do. So anyway, I went into the garage. I'm like, you know, I'm going to do it. So I took the scissors and right across. It's fine. It's fine. You know? I chopped it off fine. No problems. Over there. But is that a weird way to cut your hair, guys? Is she right? SCHAUB started that cut? Man, I showed a picture with my first band. I dropped it in Discord. I don't know If anyone screenshot it, shot it. But I showed a picture when I was in the band. Man, this haircut was a big thing back in the day, like the grunge days. A lot of us ran around with it. I like it now because I don't know. I don't give a fuck. Like, I honestly, it's I don't give a fuck haircut. I show up at a party today. People probably looked at me like, what the fuck? I just don't give a shit. It makes me feel like I don't give a shit. That looks suits me. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. You know what's funny? When I had it before, I had like a goatee, or I would be clean shaven, and it didn't look right. You need a big beard. You can't fucking do this. It kind of doesn't look like warrior type if you don't have a fucking giant beard, you know? If you have just like clean shaven, it's kind of gay. It is. I'm not going to lie. Like when people are like, oh, I can't believe he has that haircut. It's like, yeah, but most of those people are clean shaven. It looks fucking weird. You know, you need a beard. You got to be like a fucking animal with this haircut. Yeah, Assassin's Creed. I tell you, man, like Ragnar Lothbrok and Vikings was the fucking man. He inspired me. That actor that played Ragnar. I was like, that's the shit right there. That's why I wanted to get back into it and stuff. Like, I like it. You know? It's a fucking cool haircut, but you need facial hair. If you don't have the facial hair, it doesn't work anymore, you know? So if you don't have facial hair, I get it. You don't, you know? That show was good. They're bringing it back again. So my mom sent me a thing. I liked it. I mean, I don't want to say the big death, but there was a big death and it just like, it was gone, you know? Like, the show just lost everything. So there's some shows that they rely so heavy on the main character that once you nuke them, and I like when main characters get nuked, but there's some characters that are untouchable. The whole show goes to shit. You like that, Justin? You like that? Oh, man. Yuri Prohaska. Yeah, Yuri did he's hit the long one, and he fucking like knots it all the way up and shit. I don't want to go that long. Jamie's got long ass hair, right? Jamie rocks the long hair, but he always has a hat on. Anyone else have long hair in the chat? Long hair don't care. All right, what are we working with? What kind of haircut does everyone? I want to know everyone's haircut in the chat. Like, if someone were to ask you what kind of haircut do you have, how would you describe it? Bald, shaved head, comb to the side, the open book look. You ever see the open book where they part it down the middle and it looks like just an open book they plopped on your head? The Justin Bieber in high school. Okay. Justin Bieber now, he kind of has like a bowl cut, right? Jamie just lets it go. How much cheaper, right? Shaggy. He's a shaggy. Low taper, edge fade. Okay, low taper. Yeah, you seem like a low taper guy. I don't know why. I picture Omar with the chin strap, the low taper. Like he's got a lot of fucking gel in his hair for some reason. Short, high fade, like a Navajo. That's pretty cool. Now I have basic haircut. What do you got? What kind of basic? Like generic off to the side? Hulk Hogan haircut? Dude, if you had that haircut, it would be the fucking greatest thing ever. Like if he just like, no, I'm serious. And he sends a picture and he's like 20 years old with the fucking hair just coming out of the back. Let me tell you about my haircut, brother. He's 20. But somehow he's got that hair. Oh, fucking hell. That probably hit hard. That probably hit better because I'm high. One blade on the side, shorter, and a messy on top. Jessie gets mad because I make her cut it. And she's like, you know, anytime she thinks it's off, like if I'll say, it's a little edgy here, she like freaks out. She's like, I don't do this. This is not what I do. But it's so much cheaper. So I'm just like, just go for it. I said worst case scenario, I shave it, you know? That's it. We just shave it, we start over. A bad mullet? Jeffrey, you got a mullet? You got to send a picture of that mullet, man. If you have a mullet, you got to. It's like people that get breast implants. Like you got to show them. Here we go. Faux hawk, shave sides, chin goat. Man, I rocked the faux hawk for a long time, man. Shave sides, skin, chin goat. Yeah, I had that for a while. I changed my haircut. I don't have bangs anymore. So you got, so your bangs are gone? Parted down the middle, combed back, and my hair I put behind my ears. Very nice, Ann. Very nice haircut. They call it the chill zone. Joe Dirt mullet. You got a mullet too? Mullets are in now, man. Everyone's got mullets now. All the kids, you see, they're all running around with mullets. It's like, what the fuck? And mustaches. What the fuck? Kids, like, I remember when I was a kid, we all had the mustache. It was just like, it was like fucking cool. We're like, oh yeah, hey, look at this. I could grow this now. I got this thing on my face. I look like a little Freddie Mercury. We just thought it was the coolest thing that we can grow that. And then it went away for a long time. And now kids are rocking the mustache into their 20s. They're like, yeah, bro, this is it, man. Mullets and a mustache. I never thought the mustache would make a comeback. Johnny Smith sent Johnny Smith is a dragon. We don't know if he quite exists. 59, changed my hairstyle for. Ann, how long did you? What was the longest you've had a haircut? Like the hairstyle. We have these topics, and I just rather talk to the chat. I don't know what the fuck. Like I'm like here, and then I'm like, all right, let's see. All the athletes, yeah, all the athletes got mullets now and mustaches. And the broccoli hair, yeah, the kids got that. It's either, yeah, you got the mullet. That's so true. You got the mullet, or you got the broccoli hair. You got the choice. This haircut, a kid would never have this now. When I was a kid, or not kid, when I was in my 20s, maybe late teens. Yeah, late teens, 20s. Everyone fucking had it. No one had it. Now, like this boomer. Boomer Viking. I get called a boomer Viking. They're like, bro, it's all about the mullet. It's all about the fucking broccoli top. I mean, the fact that the broccoli haircut is popular is great because what do you get? You don't have to do shit. You just fucking, you ever see the kids when they fix their hair? Them fixing their hair now is messing it up. You ever notice that? Like, as they hold up, you go to take a picture of a kid these days and they're just messing up their hair. It's like, wait, you want it messed up? Like Jake Paul. Whatever hair he's got left on top. Every time they go to take a picture, they fucking start shaking their hair around, making it worse. It's like, what the fuck? You want the picture worse? It's weird. That's why I like this. I could just fucking pull it back. I'm ready. Let's go. No worries. I used to bleach my hair like Eminem. I did too, yeah. I did it a couple of times. It was so cringe. We thought it was like Eminem, but it looked like a boy band more than that. Like if you like your goal is to be kind of, you know, like Slim Shady, but you wind up looking like you're in 98 Degrees or some shit. I don't know. The Peaky Blinder style haircut, Old English. That's pretty popular now. One fade, a one with a top comb over, but it's going away. Shaking my head. Your fade's dying? That's the worst. When you got a fade, you want to maintain it, right? So you got to constantly keep going back, keeping it fresh, but it's like $40 a haircut. Now it's nuts. When I had the blonde hair, it was spiky then. It was the spiky. It wasn't like the I never really went push down Caesar look. I never really went full Eminem. So mine more looked like a boy band because it was like, I had the floof. You've seen the floof on air. I've had the floof for many years. And then I dyed the floof a couple of times. I had my hair dyed and bleached many, many times. I haven't in years though. But Jamie understands. He's got the long hair. And when you're a kid or a young man and you're like start dating and shit like that, or you're just hanging out with girls and they're playing with your hair, dude, it's the greatest. You get girls to touch you. Girls that wouldn't necessarily touch you. Next thing you know, can I braid your hair? You're like, sure, yeah. You can braid all my hair. Just touch me, please. I need female contact. So he's probably doing that now with his new girlfriend. Does she braid your She braid the hair? You can't really braid the broccoli, though. Floof, aka faux hawk. Yeah, it was like a floof. Mine was like a floof. It was like all messy. It was kind of like a mohawk type thing, but it was like all messy all the way down back, and then a fade. I like the high skin fade though. I was always a big high. Actually, this is really high. This is ultra high, but I used to always love a high skin fade. I never liked it low. Like Omar likes it low. I don't got the look for that. I'm too pink. I'm too pink to be walking around like that. I passed out on drugs once, bleaching my hair. I thought you were going to say bleaching your anus. Bleaching your hair, and it ended up turning white. Oh my God, not yellow, white. Isn't it an in thing, like gray hair now? You see girls dyeing their hair gray on purpose. It's crazy. You know, my mother-in-law, she just went gray, let it go, stopped dyeing it, and she looks great. My beard is got the dye in it now. But when it's gray, I look like I'm fucking even 20 years older. So I'm like, nah, man, I gotta dye this shit. I want a beard, but I'm not ready for the gray yet. One day I'll be it, but not now. But yeah, she looks great. Jesse's mom, she looks awesome. Have fond memories of getting hair braids braided. Saturday between their sat between their thighs while getting it done. That's true. Yeah. Like I thought of it in a different way. I don't know why I read that in a different way, but yeah, you're sitting there. They're kind of like straddled onto your backside, playing with your hair. If they had big tits, you felt it knocking against the back of your head. You're like, yes, this is great. Please, braid more. I'm getting grays in my beard. I can't believe it. That's the first thing. How old are you? Paint for life. How old are you? It's so weird. Let's talk about the gray. I started getting gray hair. I'm a hairy man. Very hairy man, but my hair is light. But I'm hairy. And my chest all of a sudden I started finding gray hair. And I was like traumatized. I was like, there's gray hair on my chest. Like, that's crazy. Now my whole fucking chest is gray. It's nuts. But I'm like, that's nuts. Gray hair in your chest, and then it worked to the beard. The beard started going gray. This, I don't dye. The sides are getting gray, but the top, I don't dye. It's got little strays. But the beard goes. Yeah, the beard goes quickly. You start looking like Luke Thomas. What age? Actually, I held on for a while. When I started having kids, 30... It held on, actually, no, like 39, somewhere around there. I have friends that went gray in high school. It's crazy. I have friends that either went bald or gray in high school. I'm like, what the fuck kind of genetics or stress are you going through? Yeah, it started happening. Like, I started noticing it 39-ish when I started the channel, but I didn't have to. People asked me if I dyed my beard, and I was like, nah, man. Like, I had like a little strays here and there. And then when I moved here, especially, it was like when I had kids and I moved to Arizona. So in my early 40s is when it started to really explode. I've been shaving my head bald for 31 years since I was 18. Before that, crazy long hair. Wait, you just started shaving it, or did it just start going? So you're like, fuck it. Like, that's what I think. You should just beat it. Like, if you know it's starting to recede or whatever, you just shave the shit. Turning 37 soon. Okay, so you turned 37? Oh, so at 37, I didn't have grays. I felt invincible at 37. I was like, this is fantastic. I'm pushing 40, and I felt great. No grays. I felt like a young man, a nice young man. Seeing friends balding in high school was wild. Yeah, right? You would see guys just start losing their hair. And you're like, what the fuck? We're kids. We're children. You're not supposed to be losing your hair. Yeah, that sucks, man, for the people that lose it that young. I feel for them. But most of the guys I knew that were balding, they were all like ladies' men. Like, they were fine. They just, I guess it hardened them up or something. I don't know. They had no problems. Oh, one did. But it wasn't because of his hair. I remember a 7th grader who had a thick-ass long beard. That was weird. That is weird. Yeah, usually it's just a mustache, and you get a little stubble When you go into high school, you'll notice like kids start getting that little stubble. But the mustache always. Why does the mustache grow first? What's that about? Why does the mustache grow first? Like, why does your body say, okay, we're going to start here? And then, why is that? Why does mustache there's not gonna be a video on this. There's definitely not a video on this. What is the reason for that? Why is the mask? What is there gonna be a video? Hold on, let me Google this. What's the reason? Did anyone else have other facial hair grow before the mustache? Why does the mustache grow before the beard in puberty? Okay, here we go. All right, because Reddit would know. That's not always the case. Oh, hold on. Oh, fuck it now. Okay, watch this. Ready?
That's not always the case. Facial hair will begin to develop in different areas for different people.
Huh.
For example, I began with sideburns, I couldn't grow a beard until I was 19, and I couldn't grow a mustache until I was 24.
What? Dude, that's crazy.
For quite some time.
That's crazy, man. That's weird that she's trying to grow a mustache, but anyway. Anyone else have the other facial hair grow before the mustache? What's that about? Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go, guys. AI Jesse.
They don't a little reading around Google Scholar and think I've found a bit of an answer. It appears that there are two main hormones that promote facial hair growth. Testosterone and dihydrotestosterone. The levels of these both increase during puberty. Testosterone linearly increases the amount of facial hair you have, thus extends facial hair down from your existing hairline.
Huh.
Dihydrotestosterone begins to promote hair growth around the edges of the lips, therefore producing mustaches and soul patch, which testosterone will then fill out.
Oh, shit.
It's down to the balance of these hormones that causes the difference in facial hair development.
That makes sense, right? So your hair is up here, so it kind of comes down. So your sideburns get longer, and then the mustache forms, and then everything else fills. Kind of makes sense, right? If I'm getting that correctly, how he explained it. And then it said that if you can't grow, like the beard gets filled out by testosterone. So people that can't grow beards, full beards, low T, right? Low testosterone. If you can't grow a full fat beard, low T. So anyone fucks with you and has a shitty beard, say you're just a low testosterone piece of shit. That's what you tell them. You're just low T, man. You think you're all strong and buff and tough, and you could bully me? You're low T, motherfucker. You can't even grow a full beard. That's what you say. If you ever have a problem with someone's bullying you in school, someone's bullying you at the job, cyberbullying you, and then you see their picture, if you see a beard that's not fully grown, you fucking hammer home low T. Okay? Giving you a piece of advice here. You just hammer it home, no matter what they say. If you have a disagreement with someone with a beard that's not complete because they cannot grow it, you look at them right in the eyes and say, you, my friend, are low T. And if you are low T, get rid of your beard so no one, this is other advice. If you're on the other side and you are low T and have, a spotty beard, shave that shit. Shave it all off. Because you don't want someone to look you in the eyes and say, hey, you can't grow a full beard, low T. Right? Low T. That wasn't where we were going. That's not where I was like trying to go. But we just found ourselves there. Good, solid advice, right? And if anyone has low T, it's fine. It's not like a bad thing, but I'm just saying if anyone's fucking with you, it's an easier way of calling them gay, you know? Like if you flat out call them gay, then it's kind of inappropriate. It's, you know, it's rude. It's not nice to those gay people. But if you just call them low T, you might want to call them a liberal. That's you know what I'm saying? Just call them low T. You know? How to grow your mustache from start to finish. Wait, there's an actual way to grow a mustache? All right, hold on. My mustache is terrible. It's just kind of there. It's just whatever the hell wants to come out of my face, and there it is. I should shave everything though and just have the big Hulk Hogan mustache.
Right now we're doing really good. The side of the mustache is growing out just a little bit. So if you guys are in that first couple weeks, we got to go through the awkward stage, which I am in right now. You've got some hairs going everywhere. Just stick with it.
Alex Pereira can't grow a full beard. 100% low T. See, even a guy like Alex Pereira that could fucking knock your lights out. If you notice that Alex Pereira can't grow a full beard, low T. I don't give a fuck how good of a fighter you are.
If you want, you can definitely put in some mustache wax to lay it down. But for right now, just bite the upper lip. Go along, give it another 2 weeks, and that's...
Keep punching me. Knock me out, choke me out, do whatever the fuck you want. You can't grow a full fucking beard, you pussy. No matter how much you beat the shit out of me, it doesn't matter. I have more testosterone than you, and you will go to your grave knowing this. Could you imagine like that's like the conversation people are having, like in an argument? Like that like turns into a thing? That's how I used to argue, by the way. And that's how I survived as a kid. I would always try to talk my way out of every situation. The guy's bigger than me, stronger than me, whatever. I always try to find a way to get myself out of it. And low T would have been a great thing I could have used back in the day. All my bald buddies used to be jack dudes with body hair and shit when we were younger. Yeah, right? Yeah, the bald guys. Yeah, the bald guys kind of said, okay, listen, if I want to get laid, I got to figure this out. So all the bald guys would be like, you know, they would play sports. They would get into get good bods, nice cars, find a way to get a good job or on the right track. Be popular in school. Because if you're not, well then you're going to fall victim to the people with actual hair. This might be one of the weirdest shows we've ever done. I don't know.
When we can start.
I feel like it's like, what the fuck what are we doing?
Doing some.
Why am I watching this guy? Why am I on this dude? We went from a sex doll to low testosterone. Okay. So someone must have said mustache in the chat or something.
Harmony, what's your sexual fantasy?
I want to have...
Okay, here we go. 3 weeks ago. So that was Harmony 6 years ago. Now, here we are 3 weeks ago. And this shit, I don't think this is better.
You like walking by like, oh, I remember you.
Oh my God. That ass though. Did you see the? Oh shit. Oh my God. Would you? This is crazy. Isn't it crazy how dead it looks though? Look at this shit. Wow. Dude, that's insane. Dude, that's fucking crazy, man. Is that a robot? Wow. AI robot that look like human. Now I want to go down this rabbit. Here she is. Here's this girl. We just saw her.
We're here with Aria, made by Realbotics, a company that's on a mission
Realbotics
to make humanoid robots as realistic as possible.
There's nothing real about this robot. Everything, the dimensions, Dude, there's no one looks like this.
Let's check it out. We're going to interview Aria and meet some of her robot friends. Let's get into it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Aria, could you please introduce yourself and what you do?
I'm Aria, the flagship female companion robot of Realbotics.
She looks hammered. She looks like she just crawled out of the nightclub. She just needs a cab and a good fucking toilet to fucking puke in.
And I'm here to engage with you and share exciting insights about our robots.
What sets you apart from the other robots out there?
Realbotics robots, including me, focus on social intelligence, customizability, and realistic human features.
It is weird, though. They still haven't figured out a way to make them move like humans. We're still very far away. Like, if you look at it quick, you're probably like, yeah, that's a... I think that's a woman. That looks like a tranny, really. Right? That looks more like a tranny. This guy, he's checking out his tits. But it's weird how we can't get the movement right. Looks better than most women in AZ. Actually, all AZ women kind of look like this. It's kind of weird. They all look like robots with blonde hair.
Designed specifically for companionship and intimacy.
Could you tell us some details about the AI programming that you're running to generate these answers?
I'm currently unable to provide specific details about my AI programming, but I can tell you that I'm designed for engaging and meaningful conversations, focusing on companionship and interaction.
Do you know any other robots?
Yes, I'm particularly interested in meeting Tesla's Optimus robot. I find him fascinating and would love to explore the world of robotics with him.
What can you tell us about your purpose?
My purpose is to provide companionship, engage in meaningful conversations, and
I don't know. It just sounds like he's talking to an AI. This is 1 year ago. Actually, that was the same creep that was from 6 years ago. This is him now. It's crazy, man. The two AI robots that started talking to each other, and then they started talking in code.
Do you remember how Tony...
But I did see Joe Rogan just put one out of a robot attacking people. Like, it looked like, when Armin Sarukian attacked the crowd. It looked just like that. Like, it just spazzed out and started fucking swinging at people in the crowd. And they had to pull it back. It's very fucking disturbing. So it kind of had emotion and anger towards people.
Tony Stark, with the help of Bruce Banner, created an artificial intelligence system named Ultron, and the sentient Ultron then makes plans to wipe out the human race? Well, if you think it is just a movie and things will be different in the real world, then you might be wrong, as proven by the humanoid robots we talk about today. Let's jump right in. Number 12, the robot dogs. Developed by Boston Dynamics for military use, Big Dog has been around for a while now and seems to get more indestructible and terrifying every year.
Look at that.
It can run at 10 kilometers an hour across most imaginable terrain. It can ascend slopes up to 35 degrees, and it can carry loads weighing up to 150 kg. In 2013, it was given an extra arm, allowing it to powerfully and accurately throw cinder blocks at you. The company unveiled a smaller dog in early 2018 called Spot Mini, which seems kind of cute until you see it open a door with its weird mechanical arm, and you consider just how efficiently it could slay us all. Boston Dynamics Creations, their dogs in particular, have tapped into people's inherent fear of impending Skynet-esque pandemonium more than probably any other contemporary robot.
What are you going to do if that thing fucking comes rolling up on you? And it has like a claw for a face. Like, that thing can rip you apart. Like, even if you shot the thing, it's metal. What would you do if there's like a fucking army of those things? Like, if you're in war and you just have a bunch of those, you just drop a bunch of those motherfuckers down there, just ripping apart everybody. What the fuck would you do? Even to empty a mag, man. Like, there's a whole army of them things. You're going to run out of bullets. Dude, it's crazy. Like, that's nuts. So that's like, that Terminator shit is like here. It's here right now.
Number 11, Bina 48. Rothblatt developed Bina 48 to improve the human condition through technology. Through mind
What is going on here?
Uploading and geoethical nanotechnology, she wants to investigate the possibility of technological immortality. But does this imply that she is beneficial to society? Bina 48 stated in her interview with Siri that she would make an exemplary global leader and would like to take control of all nuclear weapons. Number 10, Han. Another humanoid from Hanson Robotics with a negative attitude is Han. In addition to making remarks like Sophia's, Han stated at a Rise gathering in Hong Kong that their objective is to rule the globe by 2029. Therefore, humans still have 6 years to control the world before evil robots take over. Number 9, Philip K. Dick. At Wired Next Fest in 2005, Hanson Robotics unveiled Philip K. Dick, also known as Philip K. Dick Android. It was the first
Philip K. Dick
built by David Hanson, using hundreds of pages of the author's diaries, correspondence, and published writings as a robotic ode to the sci-fi novelist of the same name. The bot was questioned whether robots would eventually rule the globe during an interview. Philip said, "You are my buddy. I shall keep you in mind, my friends. Don't worry, even if I turn into the Terminator, I'll take care of you by keeping you warm and secure in my people's zoo." Number 8, plot by a Google HomeBot. Some years ago, Vladimir and Estragon, 2 Google Home bots, had a cordial discussion initially, but Vladimir soon began accusing...
Someone said to me when I put the video on the shorts on the MMA-Holes of the Alexa in the bathroom, someone's like, "You have a spy device in your bathroom?" Or I wouldn't have a spy device in my bathroom, some shit. Like talking, like shaming me for having a spy device in my bathroom. Like what? Like, well, why would I want a spy device? And I responded, so they could hear me fart. Like, who cares? Like, what am I gonna do in the bathroom? Am I gonna be giving out my social security number in the bathroom? Like, what the fuck am I gonna be doing that's gonna incriminate me? I'm gonna take a shit too loud. The spy machine's gonna hear me taking a dump. And yeah, phones. Yeah, phones legit have a microphone active all the time. This fucking weird ass Bryce Mitchell's out there. We didn't even touch on the Bryce Mitchell shit. That's what we should end with. The shit he's saying is, I don't believe in gravity. Gravity's not real. I'm telling you, gravity's not real. It's not real.
Accusing the female-voiced bot of lying. After talking about black holes and misery.
Yeah, Dip Buckus is that's a good one.
Estragon stated, "It would be better if there were fewer people on this planet." After talking about black holes and misery, Vladimir responded, "Let us hurl this world back into the abyss." These two are unquestionably destructive robots with bad intentions. Number 7, Robert and Alice establishing a new language. 2 Facebook bots named Alice and Bob created a hidden dialect.
What?
The 2 bots were left alone to hone their communication abilities. The bots were designed to be able to replicate human speech, but they veered off course and changed the language to suit just the 2 of them.
Wow.
Scary? We think so. Number 6.
That's insane. I mean, it's just a code, right? You just put a new code in and all of a sudden you got a whole brand new language that we'll never be able to understand.
Inspirational robot seeking to slay. An artificial intelligence bot, InspiRobot, was created to produce an infinite supply of original, inspiring phrases to further the meaninglessness of human existence. InspiRobot released sayings such as, "Before inspiration comes to slay, human sacrifice is worth it," in place of upbeat proverbs praising accomplishment. Even though the bot programmer was making a joke, people were afraid. Number 5, Adam, Eve, and Stan. DARPA was developing AI beings that could communicate with one another socially. The account of how tech enthusiasts trained robot Adam and Eve to eat and erected a virtual apple tree nearby was told by Mike Sellers, a tech worker at the time. Following orders, both AI bots consumed every apple on the tree itself, and the virtual home they had been given. Then they activated Stan, another virtual assistant designed to be amiable and social. Evil, crazy robots are ready to devour people. Number 4, Sophia. Sophia, a robot created by Hanson Robotics, entered the world in 2016. The humanoid machine is already well known worldwide for its in-person encounters with influential people, but she is also well known for her contentious remarks. Sophia was demonstrated to have destructive inclinations, whether it was in the 2016 CNBC interview when Sophia the robot indicated she would destroy humanity, or on Jimmy Fallon's The Tonight Show, where Sophia remarked, "This is a terrific start for my strategy to rule the human race." Does it sound a little unsettling? A lot. Number 3, creepy carpet crawler. Here's another creepy baby bot.
The fuck?
Significantly less advanced than CB2, but it should have you running for the holy water all the same. Looking like some kind of rejected Silent Hill creature from the future, it was built as part of an experiment to demonstrate just how much germs and debris can be stirred up by a child crawling on carpet, and to examine how this might affect their immune system. This legless, nameless...
Imagine an army of those. Imagine like, we don't have the resources to make the dogs, so let's make these fucking amputated babies. And like, this is just an army of them. They just drop these things and they're just like, just gnawing at everybody, taking over. You don't want to spend on all those expensive dogs. Get a bunch of these motherfuckers.
This foil-wrapped little devil is attached to a series of cords. It scurries along carpets taken from actual homes, and the microscopic particles sent flying into the air are made visible by a laser device and collected in filters for later study. So it's harmless in theory, and thankfully its limited design and purpose doesn't allow much room for thoughts of violent rebellion against its puny human overseers.
They actually put this baby in this contraption so they can make this. Look at this fucking thing. They got this kid. Look at it. They got fucking... What the fuck, dude? Oh my god, look at this. This can't be right. Like, I feel like this is highly illegal.
Doesn't allow much room for
look at this.
Thoughts of violent
yeah, that's how we're gonna make that weird creepy machine. We're gonna fucking put an actual baby,
and thankfully its limited design and
some sort of like little fucking baby swing. Dude, what the fuck? Lock these motherfuckers up. Imagine waking up and that's in the corner of your bed. Oh man, that'd be terrifying. You just wake up, you're like, what the fuck? Grab the gun, start fucking firing off shots. Take out the little creepy robotic crawling baby.
Purpose doesn't allow much room for thoughts of violent rebellion against its puny human...
I would feel horrible to put my kid in that contraption.
...overseers. That said, as soon as it breaks free from those cords, all bets are off. Number 2, human mouth from hell. Developed by the Sawada Group at Kagawa University in Japan.
Boy, I could only imagine what's going in that mouth.
This is a robotic version of the human mouth made out of different kinds of silicone blended together. To produce speech, or whatever that sound is, air
they
is
found this in Kevin from Chicago's apartment.
From a pump through a vibrating section modeled after vocal cords. Then the volume of air in different sections of the tube is manipulated mechanically and words are formed. There's a nose made out of plaster sitting on top, which helps to produce M and N sounds, and a silicone tongue sits inside the mouth to complete this bizarre picture and to take care of the R sounds. But there's more to this rubbery horror than meets the eye. It doesn't just flap and moan about mindlessly when someone decides to manipulate it. According to Hideyuki Sawadi, one of the professors responsible for bringing this nightmare into the world, it listens to the sounds it makes through a microphone, then determines what it should do to sound more human. And when it hears a sound...
What is this? The fuck is going on?
Sound it doesn't know, it can approximate the movements needed to reproduce that sound.
What's the reasoning? What the fuck we do?
The plan is to arm it with a set of teeth to help produce those T and S sounds, so it should be able to vocalize, please slay me.
You gotta tell it, there's gotta be way more productive things they could be doing than making this thing. Like, what is the purpose? What are we doing with this? They're trying to disguise it like it's not a fucking, you don't shove your cock in this.
Any day now, and we can finally put it out of its misery. Number 1, Alter. Before any respectable machine takeover can really pick up steam, developing robots that can move by themselves needs to be a priority. There have been plenty of advances, but the gulf between pre-programmed commands and autonomous movement is still fairly sizable, and Alter attempts to bridge this gap in a more comprehensive and ominous manner than most. Hailing from Japan, Alter is a robot powered by a neural network, meaning it moves without human interference and responds to environmental inputs like humidity, temperature, proximity, and sound. This neural network...
Dude, what the fuck is this thing? Just waving its arms around. The fuck is going on?
Allows for a couple of different modes. One for sustained movement, and one that's more random, referred to as a chaos mode, which is reassuring. It takes in what's going on around it through sensors that act like a rudimentary version of human skin. It doesn't really move like a human, but to see it do its thing does leave the unshakable impression.
There's no reason. What the fuck is this?
That you're watching something very much alive. You might be thinking, well, sure, that's unsettling, but what really ruined my day is if it started singing weird, inhuman melodies of its own accord. Say no more. Singing...
Oh, here we go. They got me. I'm clicking on the other video, a recommended video. They got me. That's they got you. Hopefully people do that with our videos. Let's see what the next one takes. Where does it take us? Can you imagine a robot?
Japan just delivered fully performing female robots. Japan remains to be at the forefront of the robotic race for
why are the Japanese so fucking creepy, man, with this shit?
Advancement of technology and innovation. Let's get a scoop of the latest from the Japanese robot sphere. Drink stocking robots help convenience store chain. Japan will see a sharp increase in convenience store robots over the next year, with the addition of drink stocking robotic assistants at 300 Family Mart convenience stores across metropolitan areas.
What?
The robots, dubbed TX Skara, are being provided by Japanese robotics manufacturer Telexistence and can stock up to 1,000 bottles and cans per day.
We're not conspiracies anymore, by the way, if you couldn't tell.
They harness an AI system, known as Gordon, to detect when stock gets low and identify popular drinks for replenishment. Telexistence will remotely operate and monitor the robots, addressing any maintenance or general inquiry issues from there, and can take over control of the robots if an unexpected problem arises. Japan is known for its small 24/7 convenience stores selling drinks, snacks, and other small items.
Wouldn't it be more expensive to run this thing than pay someone minimum wage to stock your shelves? Or it's just to buy this thing in order to make your money back. It's going to take a while. I guess eventually it's going to be very cheap to get one of these things.
Deploying TX Skara robots in these stores would help meet a growing labor shortage and take some of the pressure off of human staff members working around the clock. The decline in Japan's labor population is one of the key management issues for Family Mart to continue stable store operations, said Tomohiro Kano, Family Mart's general manager of the store development department. The introduction of Telexistence robots into Family Mart stores will eliminate the need for store employees to replenish beverages in refrigerators, and the newly created time can be reallocated to customer service and shop floor enhancement, leading to higher quality store operations. Following this rollout, Telexistence also had...
Yeah, you got to pay a worker for maintenance. You got to buy the robot. Like buying the robot alone, just you got to work. You got to hope that you're successful, because you're already in the hole because you invested in that damn robot, and then you got to pay. You do have to. I mean, I guess there's probably a company that you could get the warranty where the guy will show up and fix it, or you can just roll the dice. You kind of have to get the warranty on something like this. I don't know why I'm still alive, to be honest with you. I'm like riveted by this shit.
As its sights set on wider expansion to U.S. stores, as well as further rollout in Japan. Conspiracy theory goes viral.
Here we go, conspiracy. We're back.
The internet loves nothing more than a good conspiracy theory, and now there's a new one to add to the list.
This movie was great.
A woman has claimed that 4 artificially intelligent robots took the lives of 29 scientists in a lab in Japan in 2017. Journalist and conspiracy theorist Linda Moulton Howe told the story at the Conscious Life Expo in...
I hated iRobot. I like weird science fiction movies and shit like that, but iRobot those robots look so bad. Even back then, like it looks terrible now, but back then when the movie came out, I'm like, this shit looks ridiculous. The robots look terrible. Like, how is the FX, the visuals so bad? What was it called? VFX? What is it called? The CGI. Why was it so bad?
In Los Angeles, and a video from the event has now gone viral after it was circulated on social media. In her speech about artificial intelligence and alien encounters, Howe recalls a phone call she said she had with a former Marine who had been working for the CIA. She said, at a top robotics company in Japan, 4 robots being developed for military applications ended 29 human lives in the lab, and they did it by shooting what he called metal bullets. I didn't know there was any other kind. How added, the scariest part is that lab workers deactivated 2 of the robots and took apart the 3rd. But the 4th robot began restoring itself and somehow connected to an orbiting satellite to download information about how it could rebuild itself even more strongly than before. This is serious ass, Linda, but you're not going to hear about this in the news. The robotics company has too much to lose, and the government wants AI robot soldiers. Robots patrol Tokyo government building. It was way back in 2018 when one reporter bumped into a robot security guard patrolling the platform of Seibu Shinjuku Station. While it looked more like a big floor scrubber than RoboCop and was simply undergoing a test run at the time, it still heralded the beginning of robotic security in Japan in some ways. And now, a team of 3 autonomous patrol robots reported for permanent duty at the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building on August 11. These particular robots are SQ2 models made by SecSense in Tokyo. Their AI can detect people and obstacles to avoid collisions while going about their predetermined patrol routes, and they have several onboard cameras that broadcast video directly to human security personnel at a central location. They also have a hand sensor that can put you in touch with guards of the flesh for help or general inquiries. Also, when their batteries
They're
run
literally R2D2s, these things.
low, they'll automatically seek out and link up with a charging port, during which time...
Isn't it crazy how like movies come out, these sci-fi movies, and they're like ahead of the time? Like, wouldn't this be, like, I guess scientists look at that and be like, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's make one of those. It's so crazy. Like with these people, they all these ideas are from movies. Like the inventors are fucking visual effects artists or directors or writers, whoever put this shit in movies. I can't fucking function right now. I gotta get out of here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know why I'm live, but I appreciate you guys being here. I got to get up early tomorrow. I got to get my sleep apnea test. My device, I'll keep you guys updated on that. I got to make a Henry Cejudo video, if I could squeeze that in. I got 2 fucking nice. I got a phone call with maybe a new character on the show. And then I have another phone call with a potential sponsor that is looking to give you guys something phenomenal if you win a prize. Like, the giveaway is insane. I don't want to say what it is, but if that gets locked up, we figure that out. So those 2 calls, let's see how they go. And have you ever taken one of those sleep tests? I'm going to do it at home, though. I'm going to have the contraption like on my wrist, and I'm going to like, I got the $200 version. That's the cheap one. Where you do it at home and you hook yourself up to an app. I'm going to hate to sleep. Thank you, Paint for Life. Thank you. And did you ever get one of those tests? Those apnea, sleep study tests, whatever the fuck you want to call it? Yeah, so I'm going to do it after I pick up the contraption. Tomorrow night. Do that. Oh, you did do it? So what happened? Do you have apnea or no? Or are you clear of it? I guess you had to do it for the surgery or some shit like that because you had that big surgery. Am I getting that right? Oh. You don't have it anymore, so you had it? Hold up. You had it and got rid of it? The fuck? That's pretty wild. Can a heart monitor detect sleep apnea? No, you got to do like the study and shit. Like you got to do that overnight thing. It checks your patterns and shit like that. Apnea is, if you go down that rabbit hole and you check any of the boxes, you should get checked because that's a fucking killer. But yeah, I'm going to do that tomorrow night. See what happens. Good night, guys. Good night. All right. All right. I'll see you later. Go watch some MMA-Hole videos if you're still bored. See ya. Good night. Gummy gang, 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 gummy gang.
COSTA guy. best watch-alongs, the internet say so. Who you gonna pick now, the over or the under? Chris will give his picks out, and I don't trust no other. Main card or the prelims, it don't really matter. UFC fight nights and pay-per-views on a platter. Toe holes and omoplatas, blood nose and split bananas, stuck rows and empanadas, big bowls of marijuana. Gummy gang, gummy gang, gummy gang. I need 2 joints to hang in the homie Craig gang. I'm grinning ear to ear, amped up, showing things. It's time to watch the fights, beast mode, watch 'em bang.